boss.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Oh, yeah. So, Moonfall movie sucks. Okay, there's my review for everyone curious as to when it's coming. A PB exclusive. The movie sucks.
Ooh.
Don't see it. Uh,
Dude, that's exactly what Zach said, and he didn't see the movie.
yeah. Zach and me are pretty spot on our analysis. If you hear us, well, you heard a little example of us going back and forth, and go check out Zach Leary's channel because I have a whole discussion with him and like other people, and me and him tend to agree a lot. We'll never agree on Pig, but we tend to agree a lot. But he is not wrong. He saved. Holy shit! This if my channel wasn't primarily based on reviewing shit, why I watch so much, like this movie is bad. This movie is fucking bad, and not like you and me like Sharknado bad. I mean, it's just bad. This is fucking
But it
boring
ha- but
bad.
it has Halle Berry.
I know. How the fuck do you make Halle Berry boring? Watch Moonfall.
Oh my god, she's boring.
Surprisingly, the only person interesting in this fucking movie is Sam Tully. So,
Wait,
yeah,
who?
I'm always going to call him Sam Tully.
Oh, the big guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
But yeah,
what? So what is he supposed to be, like a geologist in the movie or something? Or is he
he's like a
an
scientist who,
astrologist?
yeah, he's like an astrologist who figures out what's
He's like
happening.
the moon is bigger than it's supposed to be in the sky.
Yeah, basically. So, and hey, everybody in chat, I see you there. But I was like,
What's up, Lemon Pie?
yeah,
What's up, Rose? What's up, Christine? Those are the only people that have said anything so far.
and tell me this, riddle me this, my my compatriot. How is a 20-year-old franchise, Jackass, better than $165 million budget? Maybe because
Whoa, whoa,
Jackass
whoa,
does.
whoa! Hold on. Okay, like you've riddled it to me, and I will answer in the form of a question because apparently that's how we're playing this game now. And I will say,
Okay.
what is nostalgia?
I mean,
Like the answer
100%.
was the
Definitely
answer
like
was
a
in your
hundred
question.
percent.
The answer was in your question there. Like you're like, what about this 20-year-old franchise? I was like, people are seeing it just to see which guys are gonna show up in the movie. Like somebody went there to be like, who's gonna be in this Jackass movie? And they're like, oh yeah, they are still a bunch of jackasses. Okay.
Oh my, like, oh my God, like you look at like there should be a fucking award that these guys get at the end of their career because what I seen in this movie, it's coming soon, but they are okay. They are older than me. Okay, they're pushing their 40s, and these motherfuckers still recover like they're 20. Dude, I seen this one stunt, and I'm not over exaggerating here, and you guys really should see it just
Here comes the
to
over
watch.
exaggeration.
I'm not. No. This is, and you could see it in the trailer. This motherfucker Johnny Knoxville launches himself on a rocket that he like straps himself to Wild E. Coyote style into a fucking lake, and I'm pretty sure that motherfucker exploded. And he comes swimming up like he's okay, and he's like, "Hey guys, welcome to Jackass." I go, "Okay, so it's gonna be these motherfuckers are sitting in a circle, and they got this skit called the Viper Pit, and they are letting themselves be bit by fucking vipers." And this is the new people. The new people get fucking hazed hard. It is fucking hilarious. He's like, yeah, it's time for these kids to get their stripes. And he didn't tell them what the sketch was. And so,
Oh.
so he sits them all down into the circle. And he doesn't tell them what it is. And then you know how they have like them teleprompter things? The title comes up and it says Pit of Vipers, and the one guy looks and he goes, Pit of what the fuck? And this fucking viper right down, and it's fucking following this dude, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill someone in this. He's going for like box office. They're like aiming to kill people in this jackass. Like it was fucking hilarious. Like not as funny as the first three, but definitely like I like the new people. They were
I
very
mean,
funny
there's a
because
whole bunch of, I mean, not every single one, but almost every single stunt could literally kill someone. Like if you fall off of whatever you're supposed to be doing, you land wrong. Like, yeah, you could say that about anybody. You're like, yeah, you walk down the 4 steps that you got in your house and you fall wrong, you could die. Yeah, but you're actively doing something that's totally fucking ridiculous for the laughs, and you could die from it. Either way,
the,
I would say hello to Sherry.
hey, lovely Sherry. The awesome part about this movie is too, if you've seen all three Jackass movies, you know, some of the stunts you can't really have like brand new pranks, you know, because in their fucking 40 years of being on Earth, they've probably done
No,
every
and
fucking
I mean, is Butterbean even still alive?
what's that?
Is Butterbean even still alive?
Oh yeah, yeah, Butterbean's
What? He's in the
there.
movie?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like that's the what's up, Hughes Queen. That is the only thing I explicitly remember from the first movie is he punches Johnny Knoxville in the store, knocks him the hell out, and he hits the counter and he's like, "We're going to the hospital." Why? Because I have a concussion. And I got knocked the fuck out. And I was like, this is what we're going to the hospital for? Like, this is not
So,
the stunt I thought we were going to end up going to the hospital for.
yeah, the most innocuous stuff is the one where he's like, "Yeah, guys, pause. I got a
Because
concussion
that
from."
one, I mean, that one wasn't even, I would call it like a stunt. That was them going to a location to be jackasses. Because what? That was just fighting Butterbean in a department store.
Story. Yep.
And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, everybody shred the like button, share this on your favorite social media, unless you don't want to. Like, it's just a friendly request. I know
Fuck
Zod
that. I'm
didn't share
going.
it.
If you
I know
don't
Zod didn't
share,
share it yet.
if you don't share it, then I will find
Purp
you in my
retweeted me
right.
almost immediately.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's a good
Like
guy
I
like
swear,
that.
all he does on Sunday is watch anime and go on Twitter.
Oh yeah, yeah, and to
Well,
watch
I
Power.
assume he watches. Oh, Power's on Sunday too.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it came on last night, really late, but technically it premieres tonight, and it's actually good. So it looks like, not to
What do you mean
promote
it's
myself,
actually good?
they're actually focusing on my favorite character of the whole show. So
So yeah,
if
it came
you,
out last. If Perp put a review out for season 1, episode 1, that's what we're talking. Or Power Book 4. Wait, how does this work?
yeah, look for it. It's
Wait,
part of the
so it's
Power universe.
but it's not Power.
It's like the MCU universe. It's Power,
No, it's
but
not.
it's a
No,
different
what
character.
is? No, 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 no. We're talking about
it, it,
these are
it's
offshoots. What is the original show?
Power, but they call it Power Force because it still has the character from Power, but it's in a different city.
And now it's called Power Force.
Yeah, book four Force, and it's Tommy, and he's in Chicago.
Wait, was he? Wait, okay, hold on. Now I have questions because I don't know how this shit works, and it sounds completely fucking ridiculous. The first fucking show is just called Power, right?
Yep. Yep.
It had no book, it had no force. It was just called Power,
Yeah.
and that ran for an entire season. I don't care how many episodes.
6 years actually.
It ran.
Before.
Okay, so Power ran for 6 seasons, and it was just called Power for 6 seasons.
Yes.
Okay, and then it finished, and they started a second show.
Yeah, which was called Book Two Ghost, which was the son of the main character, Ghost.
Well,
It,
hold on. Is it called Power Book 2, or is it just called Book 2 Ghost?
No, it's called Power Book 2 Ghost because they're doing it like chapters. So basically, consider it like a long form story. The first chapter was the dad. He was the main like antagonist or protagonist, depending on how you look at it. St. Patrick, aka Ghost, and his friend Tommy
I gotta
were
go
pretty much the
to
main focus. And
go
then
to the
that
internet for
ended.
this
So
shit.
the next chapter is his son, Tariq. And then after that, they go back to 50 Cent's character, who was best friends with all of them, and they tell his story. And
Whose
now we're
character?
50 Cent, because he's one of the main characters in the
50
original
Cent is
Power.
an actor on this show.
And he's fucking phenomenal. He
Wait a
probably
second. Wait
created.
a second. Hold on. And then they gave him his own TV series.
No, he's actually the executive producer of the series. He just made his own character called
He's
King.
like, I see that I've made a successful show. Now I get to be in it.
Basically, yeah, and he pretty much inserted himself. He actually made himself like the villain of season 1. And
Oh, yeah,
then
I could see him being a
he
villain.
was,
That's what,
oh yeah, he was
villains are good
fucking
at getting.
tremendous.
Hold on. Don't step on my joke. Villains are very good at getting shot.
Actually, funny story, he got burned, but same difference. So
Okay,
he was actually,
okay, I'm looking at it now. I went. I'm looking at Wikipedia. Full disclosure, like you can only trust Wikipedia as far as you can throw your phone. So, oh, he's here. Excellent. We're talking about power. Herp, can you hear him,
the
Zod?
new no,
Nobody.
the
Nobody.
new, it's so amazing he can't speak.
There's only been one episode, guy. Relax.
That's what I'm saying. The episode is so amazing, he just lost for words. Like actually, kind of how I felt.
Hello, Carrie. Um, something's going on with your microphone, Perp. Check your settings. Then tap by your microphone. See what's going on because nobody can hear you and nobody sees the circle moving either. You get what I'm talking about? Like, if people could see the circle, then they would know. The icons get bigger when you go like this. You know what I'm talking about, Zod?
Yep.
Okay, he'll be back. He'll be back. Anyway, the
He'll
other
be back.
ones are called Book 2, Ghost, Book 3, Raising Canaan. Nobody liked that one?
Nobody likes Ghost. Raising Canaan is kind of like the split for everyone.
Okay, and then Book 4, Force, which just started.
What are y'all
Yep.
talking about?
Talking about
We're talking-
the Power universe, apparently.
Yes, there is a power universe. 50 Cent literally
yeah,
said,
I
"Yeah,
was trying to break
we're
it
doing the
down for
MCU."
him.
Oh, he literally
It's
said
going to be
that, hey?
bigger than the
Yeah.
What do you mean it's going to be bigger? It's on Stars.
Well, Stars is pretty
That's-
much just all power right now. So
I was going to say, as far as I know, that's all they got.
Exactly.
You know,
and heels.
I mean, that's even Paramount's got more than that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So when does
But
this Book 5 start?
I don't know. It's probably gonna come out next year or something like that. But that's supposed to be more like the political show, like showing you the political side of things.
So are these okay? So
I-
now my question is, if Power the original series is done with, right? It ran for 6 seasons and it's over, correct?
Yes.
Okay. These other books, are they all going to run at the same time or are they done and over with?
Pretty much they like 50 said he's like, yeah, I want power to be going all year round pretty much. Like right now, like last night it was the finale of book 2, season 2, and then they had the premiere of book 4. So then when book 4 is done with their first season, they'll probably have Raising Canaan, that's book 3, season 2 for that ready.
Like that type of shit could get confusing. Jumping
Yeah,
around, or just because it's the book thing. Like if you didn't have those numbered, which I don't know, like it is what it is.
It's a weird order because like book 2 is obviously the sequel to
Right.
and then book 3 is the prequel, and then book 4 is another sequel that's like spinned off from the original Power. So it's like
So
They
what is
probably
what is
the
book
character
5
from
supposed to be?
it's supposed to be like the political shit. It's called Book 5 Influence.
I don't know what you mean by the political shit. I haven't watched any of it
Well,
ever.
I'm just saying like political shit.
It
Like
deals
you know,
with
you
the
got people
politicians. Picture um,
like House of
Yellowstone.
Cards shit, but
Well,
not like
no, he doesn't want that either. Yeah, pick Yellowstone. You know how they have the politics in that too? Just picture a show focused on just the politics and not the ranching side. That's
Oh,
basically
what I was going to say for an analogy was we would get to see a character like fucking A, now I can't remember his name. From Sons of Anarchy, the gangster guy. What's his name?
um,
Tommy Flanagan. Is that you talking about?
no,
No, no, no,
no,
no, no, no. No, the black guy who they kill and then they replace him with the other
fuck,
he
I
like
forgot.
runs the Niners.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
So
Pope,
no,
Okay.
Pope.
Pope. Yeah, Pope.
Pope, yeah, Pope. So you'd be able to see it'd be like a series that would show you Pope dealing with the political side of stuff.
But it's a little different because it's like there's a character named Rashad Tate and he's trying to be like a Congress type dude and stuff like
Oh, there is a
he,
character in the show already that
yeah.
was getting into politics.
Yeah, there's like judges and all that stuff
So
and
it's supposed to take place after the original series.
yeah, that's another one. But like they switched it up because like book 5 was supposed to be Tommy's spinoff, and then we were supposed to get influence as book 4, but they kind of like held off on that, and you know,
That's because
because
people
that's
They
like
went to
Tommy.
Tommy instead
yeah, because the political
because
shit's gonna be a
Tommy.
hard sell, but like just what they've been kind of teasing with it, it's kind of interesting. Like having Simon Stern, he's like this reoccurring character that you see. He's just got mad influence, you could say, no pun intended, and he's pretty much like
Liar.
the
You are such
he
a liar. You
he's
totally intended that.
but he's pretty much like the Palpatine of the whole Power universe and stuff. But you don't see him as much. But he has a lot of fucking power and a lot of pull.
Yeah,
So
no pun intended there either.
all
Yeah,
pun intended.
you know what, Perp? I always did wonder what happened to him because Simon kind of faded into the backdrop. I'm like,
He was
this
in
motherfucker is not gone.
he was in
He's just like,
he was in he was in season 2 of book 2 and stuff like
oh, see, I don't watch that trash, so I don't know.
yeah, because like one of the detectives was trying to get some dirt on somebody. He's like, yo, he pretty much told him like, nah, you stay in your place, you know your rule, like just stay out of this or it's just
Oh,
gonna be
he
really
did
bad
one
for
of
you.
them power plays that he does and then left.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense because the only time you ever seen him like actually go head to head with anyone, which was my favorite scene, was him and Ghost back and forth
yeah.
because he is a different grimy than Ghost.
And I
He'll
think
fuck up.
I think most likely Sax and Method Man's character are gonna be an influence and stuff too, but we'll see how
Uh,
that goes.
not for Sax because Sax is my boy, but the Method Man's character is such a fucking waste. Like it had such potential to be a good character, but
Nah, he's
but then
cool.
again,
He's
I don't know.
cool.
It got better.
Nah, he's all right. Like I like him and Sax and how they interact with each other and stuff. That's they got a good it's a kind of a cool duo and stuff. But none of them are on the level of Proctor though. Proctor was dope. R.I.P.
Yeah, I can't believe that was a that was an interesting
Just
move.
seeing
Telling
how long the two of you are going to go back and forth because for about the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, I haven't known anything that the two of you have talked about.
That's okay.
Not a
That's life.
single
but
fucking word.
That's life.
No,
That's life.
what I find amazing is how I find your name suspect, Perp, with
What you
all of
mean?
the things that you talk about and all of the things that you love. And even on a Sunday, like you put Demon Slayer in the same tweet
Because
as
they drop
Attack
on the
on
same.
Titan.
Because they
How?
drop on.
Hold on. How? Right, but Attack on Titan's so much better than everything else. You would think it would get its own billing.
I mean, they're just both great, and they both drop on Sundays.
Yeah, but Attack on Titan is so much greater than it that even if you put Demon Slayer
I'm just
with
saying,
everything else,
as far as an animation standpoint, like Demon Slayer is on another fucking level. Like Zod, have you ever seen any of the Fate movies?
I've seen them all, and
what
all of
It
the.
movies?
it's literally the animations on that level.
I've seen like an episode of 2 of Demon Slayer, but that's a whole nother odyssey I'd have to take, and I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
rewatching
just
it right now. So
yeah,
because I
it's
like to
just
rewatch it and catch up with the new season.
yeah. It's just like imagine them just like yeah, like you it. I just be lost for words when watching Demon Slayer. Like the fight scenes are just insane, and just what they can do with just animation is just on
So
another fucking level. And
is
same thing with
this
Attack on Titan.
is this picture a character from Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer?
Attack on Titan
Why is he purple?
because I put him that way.
Ah, okay. So he's not actually purple.
No, I'm not
Oh,
gonna tell you who that is, but
what do you mean you're
if you
not going to tell me who he
That's
is?
Purp's Titan. That's what he turns into when he gets mad about something.
Ah, the purple Titan.
I can make it more easier for people. So you know,
Give more
I'll
easy.
switch it.
That is wait a second. Is this character is in the same show?
Yes.
How, like they look like they've been done by completely different artists.
You would have to watch it just to understand why the other picture I had
Hello,
up looked the
Karen.
way. But you know,
Oh, okay. So that's like when he went into beast mode. This is him before beast mode. My God, that's quite a
essentially.
change.
But yeah,
Oof.
like Attack on Titan is just amazing. Like it's just I
You
just
know what
don't know
else
how
is
much.
amazing? I just watched it because I've been busy doing nothing. I just watched Peacemaker. You guys caught up
So
on that?
yes, of course.
I'm
Butterflies
waiting for.
over butterflies
Right. Whoa,
over
whoa, whoa, whoa.
scrolls.
What the fuck? What the hell did you just say, Zod?
I'm waiting for episode 7
What do you mean you're waiting for episode? What does that have to do with episode 6?
because episode 6 was so fucking good that I immediately got that sad, lonely pit in my stomach where
Okay.
now I'm looking
So
forward to 7. So I've been in a deep depression.
Wait,
I,
PB,
I'm a
before you continue, I just
okay.
want to say I saw the Book of Boba Fett episode 5 and 6, and it's okay. I like the
Did you,
Cad Bane shit though. The Cad Bane shit was badass though. I fuck with that.
Cad Bane. That's the only
Cad Bane
character that
done
me and
right.
Zod
Oh my
wanted to
god.
show up. It's the only fucking one. I was like, I mean, I guess the another one that I would like to show up now that Cad Bane showed up. I would like Hondo to show up. That'd be, I mean, he's fucking
I don't know who
hilarious.
that is, but
You
see,
don't know who
I don't know.
Hondo Onaga is?
I don't know who that is. I don't know who Cad Bane is, but I was like, okay, I can see why people really like him. He's an actual bounty hunter. He's actually badass. You know what I'm
And a
saying?
threat.
Unlike
That
yeah.
motherfucker kills people. Okay, even on Clone Wars, that motherfucker kills people. Like,
And
and
people tell me him and Boba Fett got kind of beef, so I was like, yeah, if those
Yep.
two running into each other, like Boba Fett is getting put down because
I
well,
mean, his gun doesn't shoot through his armor.
but still, I just don't think. But based off what I just seen with Boba Fett, like I don't see him winning. I don't see Boba Fett winning anything. He's just always getting his ass whooped.
So, Zod, I think I figured out why I love the butterflies so much, especially after watching episode 6. They remind me of the Gould.
ah, now that you say that, yeah,
I like the
that's
butterflies.
You never watched Stargate, did you, Perp?
Absolutely not. I
It's
am not a
so the
nerd.
the butter. Wow. So right,
wow.
right. You just
I'm a
watch
little
Marvel
hard.
and
I'm not
DC
fucking
comic
nerd either.
shows. You're not
Like,
a nerd. You just watch anime. You're not a nerd. Right.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm
Right.
too cool
Okay.
for school,
He's
man.
too cool. He's too cool for Stargate. Right. Okay. Anyway, the Goa'uld in Stargate, they're like a little snake demon type thing, and they do the exact same thing that the butterflies do, where they go in and they inhabit a person and take them over and control their body.
That shit is so gruesome. I'm like, God damn, I can
Holy
only
fuck! I didn't
imagine.
think it was that bad. Like
I was
it's
like, they
rough.
literally burrow into somebody's like go into their body and just probably dig out
See,
all
but
their
now
brains and shit. Like,
like after okay, but that's not what it looked like. I don't know how much of their brains they destroy because they're literally sitting inside of their brains, whereas the Goa'uld they sit around your spinal column and they attach to your brain essentially.
sort of like
So
Blue Beetle.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
more like a Blue Beetle type thing. As far as they're not, there would be more less intrusive, more or
Mhm.
less. Yeah, that's a lot of more or less.
yeah, but
Anyway,
seeing that motherfucker's flying through your mouth. I like how they show that too, because it's highly
oof.
realistic. Because they're like, that's what I imagined it would be like, basically described. I'm glad we didn't see one go up someone's ass though.
Dude,
Like
I
the
thought
power.
so for
I
a
That's
thought we
second
were gonna
there.
see.
So my only question after watching, I mean, there are a lot of questions, but my primary question, like the one that I'm the most concerned about, does Captain Locke know that Myrn is a butterfly? Because it doesn't seem like he does, or else they'd already be on their way there.
Yeah,
Like
I don't
he's
think he realized that. I think he was human. I think he was just contact from. And I've
right,
watched a lot of like behind the scenes shit. I believe how they explain it was he was just a contact from his past that he got in touch with
right, okay.
to
Like,
insert
wait,
himself in.
the weird guy that just been
Yeah,
what do
like
you
the
mean the
weird
weird
cop dude,
Captain Locke?
the
Y-
weird
y-
the
Yeah,
weird cop.
Christopher Heyerdahl? He's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
dude, he
So
is.
I think
I
he's a
thought
butterfly.
I'm watching through the episode, right? And that first freaking scene, like the opening scene with all the children, laughing my ass off. And the episode's getting better, 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 and then they do their escape, and we get to the point, and I see that freaking bullet fly through the head, and I was like, who the fuck? Who's holding a gun? I was like, I didn't think either of them were gonna shoot this cop. I was like, who the fuck
Shout out to
did that?
Eagly.
Right? I was like, well, how the fuck did the eagle get a gun? That's what I was like, holy shit, man, this fucking eagle has skills. God damn. And it was him. And then they fucking run away and he's mocking the lady on the ground. No, please. And I fucking
Yeah,
lost it. I watched that like 3, 4 times right away. I fucking jumped back. Because at first I was like, was he just mocking her? And I was like, no fucking way. So I jumped
he's
back and I
definitely
was like, he fucking was. I fucking lost it. So I'm
he's
watching
definitely
the
a
whole rest of the episode, and I was like, I feel like that was my favorite scene. And then they do the post-credit scene, and I was like, nope, that's the winner.
Like I have to say because I'm a fan of animals or CGI animals.
Hello,
When
Rebecca.
Eagly was fucking people up,
Oh my
that
god.
has to be my favorite scene because it comes
galaxy
out of
guys.
nowhere. Like he picked a fucking person's eye out, and
Oh my
when
god. Yes, he did.
turns and goes, "Dude, that bird is hardcore."
Sure.
He's like,
Shout out to Vigilante too, getting that clean kill on the cop.
"Oh
Well,
man,
no,
visual."
no, no, no. He didn't say at worst he was paralyzed.
Yeah, he didn't kill him. He just paralyzed him.
Nah, he definitely hit him right in the heart.
Oh, you mean the second cop?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that guy was dead.
The second one he definitely killed. He's like,
Yeah,
if
second
the
one, he
Eagles
definitely
fucking
was.
people up, we're a fair game, man. Hello,
see, this is
Rebecca.
how the butterflies are. That's what I expect the scrolls to be like when they're about to kill somebody, take their body, like they rip their skin off and wear it and shit, and it becomes
But we're
but
not gonna see that. So
yeah,
that's
I
not gonna happen.
mean, okay.
or they
Zod's
just
the expert
shapeshift,
here. What does a scroll do with the person that they take over, or that
kill
they
them.
mimic, or what do they? How's that work? How does the mimicry happen? What's up, Hen?
Basically, from how I've understood, like the Scroll Wars, they take DNA from the Marvel is soft. They take DNA and they copy the person, and then they abduct the real copy because they don't kill the person they're copying. They just mimic them. So
And
even
they
Marvel's setup since the
What do
day
they
was
do with
was
the people? What do they do with all the abductees?
They keep them in
You just
locked up.
keep them on a ship, anal probe
Yeah.
constantly inserted.
Yeah, they just keep them off the side so that they don't find them until they
See,
replicate everybody.
see that
Whoa,
that
whoa, whoa,
that's
whoa, whoa! So you're telling me that these scrolls just have like a part of their planet or like a ship out there someplace that has a bunch of random humans and aliens? Because I assume that they're also impersonating different aliens that are out there. Like,
very
I don't know,
diverse.
there's like a planet of fucking, I don't know what Gamora is. I don't know where fucking
Nobody
Groot comes
knows.
from, but they're
Groot
impersonating
comes
them
from
because.
a tree, sir.
But
Comes
there's
from a
got to be
tree.
other trees out there.
No, he
Yeah,
just
there was a tree planet, but it's extinct now.
Whatever. So
Groot's
there's at least one other tree out there. So we're impersonating trees as well. And they took all of these alien species and they just like hook them up to the Matrix.
basically, except for the Super Skrull. I think the Super Skrull, the reason why the other Skrulls revolted against him was he did kill people because he's like, there's no point in keeping them alive.
No, there is no point
So
in
that's
keeping them
where it
alive.
kind of
This is
got his
super
secret.
fucking dumb, Marvel.
yeah,
You
like
better
with
So that's
kill
where
these
they kind of
people.
tried to
with
get
with
edgy.
with the butterflies, they like once they enter a person, that
Quick,
person is dead.
quick question. Yeah, yeah. This is my question because like with the in Stargate with the Goa'uld, you can extract the snake, and depending on how old the host is, because they have regenerative healing abilities, so they have the ability to keep the person alive, and they also have the sarcophagus, which will keep both of them alive, which also leads to their ongoing madness and lust for power and all of that stuff. Whatever, that's not the point. But if you're like a brand new host, like if you were a brand new body that they just went into, they can extract that and you would still be fine. Like, are you still going to be fine if they take the butterfly out of you? I don't think you can extract these butterflies.
No, you gotta kill
No,
them. You gotta kill everybody. You just gotta
no,
destroy
because
them.
Mern answered that earlier. He basically said it like the dude's dead because remember he said I killed everything he was gonna be, all of his opportunities, even taking this guy who's horrible. I killed all of his potential. So I'm gathering that no, because of how they sit when you saw like the X-ray vision, they like hook onto people's brains. Like I don't know how you would remove that without hurting the person. Plus, like you would have to, I guess, knock out the butterfly so it doesn't realize what you're doing. Do a successful brain surgery and their fucking legs and
Nah,
shit
they
attached
they
to the
Okay.
they
brain. No, I think they're just done. I think
they use the humans like that. They look at the humans like mechs. Like that's how they enter them. Like what I'm saying.
like
So, what about can the butterfly leave willingly?
That probably look
I mean
violent too.
One will.
I'm gonna side with Perp on this. I think it would look gross as fuck, but probably. I mean,
Probably
because they
like
don't
pop
die.
out their head.
Because they don't die outside the host. We saw that. Like when Peacemaker killed the one dude, the butterfly just flew out, but it
Well,
didn't die.
obviously they don't die outside the host. Like they showed up in a bunch of fucking spaceships, and what are they going to do? Take over the whole goddamn town,
But
or
they
are they
do
just
need
taking
that.
over everybody in that building?
But they do need that yellow liquid stuff to survive as well. That's their
Yeah,
nutrients.
yeah, their version of milk.
Yeah, that's why they gotta kill the cow.
Here's a
Kill
more
the cow.
interesting question. Can people be saved if they cut off the supply? And is that the end game for Mern? Because I've been trying to figure out
Whoa,
that.
whoa,
And I'm
whoa, whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on. Like, are you saying will the thing just die inside of them, and then they like absorb it into their bloodstream or something?
that would be, I guess, a better end game, right? Because if it dies and lets go of control, I imagine that'd be the most non-invasive way. I
I
don't
mean,
want
it
to
seems
guess
pretty
what
weird.
they've
It
done
seems
with
strange to me that, I mean, of the entire species, one person of an entire species is the only person willing to sacrifice themselves to not globally dominate an entire another planet. Because I don't know what happened to their planets. They don't tell
It
us.
was a war. It was a war between the Blue Beetles.
Oh, they fought Blue Beetles, and Blue Beetles beat them?
Well, no, both sides didn't really win that one, as you saw
Wait,
from
well, hold
Blue
on, hold
Beetle
on. Like,
being.
no, I don't know anything about Blue Beetle other than it took over Jaime Reyes. That's the only thing I've ever seen Blue Beetle is in Young Justice.
Yeah,
Was
that's
dope.
basically how you could tell who won because you only ever saw one, right? So
So,
the
but hold on,
butterflies won, but not really.
the butterflies just take over something, but the Blue Beetle like gives him an entire fucking suit.
Oh yeah, but
How could the Blue Beetles lose?
the Blue Beetles lost because they weren't as ruthless. The butterflies
Oh,
are very fucking.
so Jaime Reyes got the most ruthless Blue Beetle, whereas Myrn got the most empathetic butterfly.
Yeah, that's 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 my switch there.
You
That's the
Fucking
best comparison.
dichotomy.
you know the only cameo I need to see in Peacemaker season 2
Wonder
is
Woman.
Cliff Steele.
Oh,
Yes,
wait a second.
Oh,
Which Cliff Steele?
Cliff, Mr.
But
Robot Man.
which he's in a different body now.
That's what I'm saying. It don't matter. Just put Cliff in the show so we can have him and
Just
Peacemaker
Cliff?
have. Yeah,
You don't want to see a conversation between frickin' Vigilante and Crazy Jane?
that would be cool.
She's gonna
But
be
I'm
like,
just
"Is
saying,
this
like,
guy fucking stupid or what?"
but I would just like to see Cliff just join
Do,
them on a mission for like one episode or like a season.
do you want to live or do you want to ask stupid questions? Which one you want to do? Oh my god, he's so
I think he would seriously
he's
die
so
because
awesome.
he doesn't. Because Vigilante is great, and why he's great is because he's the way he asks things. He can't help. I mean, he's so genuine in the way he presents stuff that I. That's just how he is. So people
I
say,
don't think I
well,
can
like,
follow that second rule.
yeah, he wouldn't be able to. He would inevitably ask something stupid, and
did
it probably not by choice, just
Dude,
because
okay.
you just ask
So
it that comes to
no,
mind.
did you
no.
know? Did you
Fun fact.
know?
Go ahead.
You want to know a real fun fact? John Cena was actually playing the piano in that
Ooh,
scene.
I was wondering that. I didn't know if he actually was because
Yeah,
you don't see a like forward
body double.
shot. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you don't see his face directly and the keys at the same time. You see like that side shot, and I was like, is that him or is that not him? I couldn't exactly tell. I was assuming it was him, but then the song gets a little complicated, and I was like, fuck, is he actually doing this?
yeah. James
Yeah,
Gunn confirmed it.
my girl actually called that out. It's funny you would say that because
Damn.
I said she's full of shit because I don't like John Cena. I'm
Yeah,
like,
we know.
okay, he's doing good in this show, but I call bullshit. And she goes, no, I'm telling you, he's playing the fucking piano. And I go, how do you know? Because she plays violin. And she goes, I could tell when they fake something on shows. She goes, that's not fake. It's like, so now I'm not going to tell her she's right, just so you guys know. So,
No, I mean, you can absolutely fake it in the sense that all you do to fake it is you don't use the audio. Like you take the audio of the song, right? You pump the audio into his ear. As he's listening to it, he can do all of these like head movements to go with the music and whatever facial movements that he's going to be doing because it's supposed to be emotional, whatever. And then he can play along with what he's hearing, and they just don't use the audio of what's actually happening in the room. Like it doesn't look as janky as it used to, let's just put it that way, but it does make
oh,
me
but
feel
see,
better that he's actually playing.
but she, for some reason, can pick that shit out. Every movie we've watched, she'll literally walk away because she'll be like, that's not them playing it. And I go, I couldn't fucking tell because, you know, I watch details, but I guess I don't have that fucking eye for it. So that will literally piss her off in a show because I guess it's a big thing for musicians. So
I guess more
but us normal folk, we're
musicians
just like,
should become actors then. Okay, now my
get
fun
body
fact.
proof that.
Hold on. My fun fact is when Adrian asked his first question, I would have just tapped once. My favorite color is teal.
But that was you
I
mean
couldn't fucking believe it. I almost fell out of my goddamn chair when he asked that question. I was like, "What?" It's fucking
yeah,
crazy.
it was crazy too. I didn't notice the little detail that Garth was the one that Peacemaker had. That's their leader, pretty much.
Wait, what?
The Garth that was the butterfly that Peacemaker had. That was their leader.
Oh, Goth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
I
pick up
guess I
on
didn't
that
know that
too,
was
and
the
I
leader
knew
either.
it's so weird. And you know, this is what I got. Like when people ask me all the time, like, "What are you talking about with story structure and shit?" I'm like, "This is good. This is master class writing. This premise could easily be stupid, but James Gunn is so fucking good at storytelling that like you buy everything, even the most ridiculous thing. Like I'll tell
I'll
you, one of
buy
my favorite
anything.
scenes
Well, I have
was
Anything
a
for free.
question after you give me this scene.
the scene where he goes to the fucking high school and is talking to the kids. I was pissing my pants.
That was not a high school. That was an
So,
elementary school.
or elementary school. I was laughing so fucking hard. He was like, he was answering those kids, and they're like, "You're not even a real hero."
Yeah.
You're a dumbass.
You ever met Wonder Woman? No, but I was at a party with her. And she was effing me the entire night from across the room. What the hell? What? I said effing. No, so my question is, if Abadeo, I don't remember how to say her fucking name. The big chick. If she saw Myrn on the X-ray vision, how many other people have been butterflies for the last however many fucking years
There's a bunch of them.
right, that's what I'm saying. They've had X-rays and whatever, and regular people have seen them. Like, do they just keep a butterfly or two in their pockets for this occasion when they have to go to the doctor? And they're like, "Well, the doctor's going to find out that I'm a butterfly, so butterfly in your mouth."
I mean, I'm gathering that because when they became butterflies, wasn't it something like they didn't get sick and shit like that? So I don't think there'd be a need for them to go to a hospital.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
because
I
if
didn't
I
know that.
remember correctly, yeah, they were saying they don't get colds and shit like that, like humans
Yeah,
do.
so they don't get the C-19 lucky bastards. They're already immune.
This is how you can tell. If you see someone without a mask, we're gonna spread this. They're butterflies. How many
Right.
people do we think we
The
can get to buy
unvaccinated
into this?
are butterflies.
Stop giving
Yeah,
away my
we're
secrets, you bastards. I'm gonna kick you off the show.
See, the government's behind. If you want to scare people, you got to be with the trend. You're like,
At what point in the show did they say that they don't get sick? Or like, I know that he was, when Myrn and Economist was having that conversation, he was talking about how he doesn't reveal, like he doesn't share a feeling, but that wasn't, he doesn't feel it or the things don't happen to him. He just doesn't feel the need to share them. What's up, Michael
so
Brent?
I mean, if you think of it in terms of then getting a cold or an X-ray or something like that, I don't imagine if they can't process that kind of emotion that they would be like going to the doctors and stuff. And then you got to factor in that they know about these things, so they would probably know like, unless it's an emergency, I can't expose myself to a place that's going to do X-rays. Or
Right.
they
They
could
know
do
that the X-rays are going to give them away.
Hold on,
But
could
Yeah.
we,
sometimes, so there's definitely never been a President Butterfly, because that type of shit's like, you'd have to be
how
giving butterflies out like crazy.
how did you feel about Zod being in this show? I'm talking about the White Dragon. Um,
Oh, I want to know, because obviously his helmet has similar properties to a Peacemaker helmet, but being that it's fully covered, it makes it seem to me like it's going to be able to have multiple functions.
yeah, you didn't see the preview?
the White
No, I
Dragon
didn't watch.
is
No, I don't watch the
fucking
previews. I go in blind every week.
Oh, you're
the
blind.
fucking. I didn't watch the previews either, but going off of the fact that they used the OG comic book design, and I'm just taking a guess from the comics. This could totally be wrong, but that is like one of the models, and it is fucking ridiculous. Like
Yeah, man,
he
that preview was pretty
personalized
crazy. He's
his
about to go off.
I mean, it's not going to
got
let him.
tracking. It
Is it
shoots.
going to let? It doesn't let him turn into like a liquid being, does it?
No, as far as I know, I don't know if what they do for the show, because unlike Burp, I don't want to see the preview. I just want to go in blind.
It didn't spoil nothing. You know what I'm saying? It just gave you a little glimpse of what's gonna happen. I was like, oh shit, that suit's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, see, that's why I want to see if it's the suit I'm thinking of, because it looked like the OG suit. And the OG suit, he had like these rings around his
Oh
wrists, and they're
yeah.
like energy rings, and he like pushes shit over with it. He's got missiles, thermal tracking, all of that shit. Because him and
He's
Peacemaker do
he's
fight
like a
once.
racist Tony Stark, man. Like, yeah,
Oh
Really?
yeah, and I hate this argument. Like they say, oh, fans hate White Dragon. It's like, no, that's a real character. It's not offensive. Like
you know
that's
Wait.
what's funny about
literally
Whoa,
that?
a
Hold on,
real
hold on.
character.
You know what's funny about that is that like people don't like things with white supremacy, but yet you can kill Nazis all day. You can have Nazis and all that
What do
shit.
you mean people don't like? You're not. You're supposed to like the white. I don't fucking like the White Dragon. What do you mean like the White Dragon? Like I like him in the sense that he's a good villain. Like Robert Patrick's doing a good
He's
job.
gone.
Yeah, he said that he might drop out randomly at some point because he's got to do his shift change thing or whatever the fuck that entails. But like, yeah, you're not supposed to be like rooting for the white supremacist, but you can say,
There are definitely some
"Wow,
people
he's
rooting
doing a
for
good
him.
job." Well, what?
There's definitely people rooting for him. Like, yeah, I support man. Maybe Joe
Like, so,
Rogan's part of that, but that's a whole other. That's an inside
what?
joke. That's an inside joke.
Oh, okay. Like,
But it might be serious though. But it's that joke.
I don't. I've never understood the oh, the, let's say, villain of whatever show did something villainous in this episode. It was I didn't like the episode. Like, the villain got one over. The character I didn't like, the character I hate got one over. I was like, yeah, but they were supposed to. Like, that's supposed to happen. And it's going to it's going to build up the, you know, protagonist later on. Like, if you got all shit villains, nobody's going to give a shit about your protagonist. You're like, yeah, like, of course he's going to win. He got shit villains. But if you got
Yeah,
awesome
that's
fucking
why I do.
villains, especially a villain that somebody's going to be like, oh, it's going to be a real accomplishment when you kill your father.
Yeah, that's why I love Doom Patrol because they have fantastic villains.
They are villains.
I know, but
They're
you know,
definitely, I mean, it's not like they're superheroes. They're definitely not superheroes. Like, none of them, I mean, who on the team claims to be a hero? Just Cyborg.
Rita.
I mean, Rita, she does now. Now that Cyborg doesn't, now Rita does. Which, I mean, that's a whole different fucking tangent talking about that fucking show.
You can turn on flash relations.
Like I thought for sure that was gonna last a lot longer than it did because the name Eternal was in it. Didn't
Mm,
you?
mm. But I guess the whole thing of it being eternal, like it's kind of like one huge self-reflection, and just that's just gonna
No,
kind of stick
the
with you.
right. That's what the Eternal thing's supposed to be. It's supposed to forever change you, or you're stuck in it forever. So if you change, then you got out of your eternal flatulations. Like,
Very
have you
interesting.
seen the commercial for this Welcome to Flatch?
Mm,
I'll take that as a
don't know
no
what
because
that
it's
is.
supposed to be on Fox.
What is that?
It's going to be a sitcom where it's these people that I don't know exactly what state they're supposed to be in, but they're like out in the boonies, and the town is called Flatch, and I have no idea what the premise is. Like if they're just supposed to be hanging out, or if they're supposed to be like a what do I want to say, reality TV show coming to town, but one of the characters in the show that they keep showing in the commercial says, "Bask in our flatulence." Just fucking hilarious, man. And that's you. Well, you reminded me of it, the eternal flagellation,
Yeah.
which it's close. It feel to me it feels like the same thing because that's what I was thinking of the whole time when they said flagellation. I was like, you're gonna live in a fart the whole time. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a stinky life.
Everybody gets pink eye.
Oh God. Oh God. That would be fucking horrendous. Everyone's just walking around fucking rubbing their eyes constantly. What's wrong with you? You fucking know. Anyway, this oh, what was my other fucking question? Do you think we're gonna see any other DC characters that we've seen previously in the show? Because I mean, Peacemaker is spot on about the Flash.
Hmm. Um, I don't think they need to.
I
It's
don't
not
think
Star
that
Wars.
they no, I don't think that they need to, but people fucking love it, and you know that they do.
Yeah, it's
Like
okay once
you
in a while not to
yourself
do it.
were like, you're like, I want Cliff to show up.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
It would be
That's
fucking
big enough.
awesome.
That's big enough. You know,
I mean, they could
we
have
don't
that.
need we don't need a bunch of cameos to the point where it's not the Peacemaker show anymore. You know what I'm saying?
No, I would no. What I would like out of a show like this, because of the way it's structured, it's like 45, 50-minute episodes, something like that. They got 8 episodes for this season. I don't know how long any other seasons are going to be. But if you just gave like whatever movie was coming out in the future, if you gave some tie into that just so I knew how it was connected, or I don't know, drop a Titan in. I don't give a shit. Do that. Have fucking Dick Grayson walk through a fucking frame. You ain't even
Or
gotta
even
fucking just.
have some new characters, like you can introduce like
Oh
Elastic Man.
yeah, they could do that too. They could 100%. Like you can use, because I would say that all three of their shows are hits. I mean, obviously, you got some people that like other ones more than other ones. I would put,
Mm,
I mean, it depends on how this season ends, but Peacemaker's got the chance to be number one on the list. Right now, Doom Patrol's number one on the list. And Peacemaker's number two on the list. Titans is number three on the list. But they're all excellent fucking shows that you could
it,
pull
it,
characters
it,
into, or
it,
show a character as you're going to, backdoor pilot them
it
into
is
their own
very
show.
it is very mixed with Titans, though. Not everybody likes that. Some people think it's absolutely trash.
No,
I
some
I
people hate it because it's not like the fucking cartoon show that they watched 10 fucking years ago.
It's a great show though, great show. But
Oh
no,
my
no,
god,
I
get
agree.
over it. It's its own fucking show, man.
Yeah, I accept it for that.
I will
It's the same
never
thing.
I will
It's
never
the,
accept that excuse for any comic book property ever, for
it's
somebody
the,
to say it's not like this,
it's the
because
same. It's the
this
same
is a
as
composite.
It's the same thing that like how they're approaching Young Justice. Young Justice is its own kind of story. and whatnot. Not to
Yeah,
really
I
get
always
into
thought that
anything.
Young Justice was going to be intertwined with the animated movies that they were making, but it most definitely does not intertwine with those because it has its own Justice League characters that are doing their own things, which we only get to see them every so often. I mean, shit, the last time that we saw Clark Kent, his baby was trying to kill Lois, right? I guess we didn't see him, we heard him.
Somewhat.
Right? Isn't that what happened? It was the credit scene or whatever the hell was going on, and Lois is talking, and she's like, "Something's going on here," and he's like, "Step away!" And the phone fucking dies.
I
I
don't
was like,
remember that, but
"Oh yeah, it was." It. I mean, are you caught up on Young Justice?
not all the way. I'm like in the middle of season 3 right now.
Middle of season 3. Are we on season 4?
Yeah, season 4 was out. That was the last one that was out.
Okay. So then, yeah, season 4, it's like episode 2 or 3 or something like that. It's when they're still on Mars, and one of the post-credit scene where it's just they're not like important or anything, but it's like they seem to me like it's a peek behind the curtain where they're giving you like these little moments of character development. That's what it seems like. It's not so much that they're developing the story so much as they're just developing the characters, and you're like, oh, so that's what's going on in their life now. And you
Hmm.
just hear Lois and Clark talking on the phone, and she's talking about the baby, and then all of a sudden she's like, his eyes are changing color. He's like, you need to step back, and then the fucking phone goes dead, and he was like, uh-oh, and then you hear him take off running or flying. I guess I don't fucking know what he's doing. Flying, I guess, is just as fast.
Right.
But you got to run out of the building first.
Should
So
watch
yeah,
that Catwoman animated movie that dropped. It's interesting. It's
is it on
anime too.
HBO Max or
I don't think so yet, but they just put it out digitally and Blu-ray and all that shit. But you could find it.
what's it called?
Catwoman Hunted, and they actually have a dope Batwoman in it.
Oh, I feel like Nerdette's Newsstand was doing a review of that. Catwoman Hunted 2022.
Yep. Anime too.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, like it use the anime style and stuff and whatnot. So,
Okay, like where do you draw where do you draw the line on animated versus anime?
well, technically, like anime is just anything just produced over in the East. You know, it's like Korea, they got their own type of anime.
Wait a
They call
second.
it something
So
else, but
hold
they
on.
call it.
If
Mm.
if I as an American artist move to the Orient and continue to
No, it's
make
just it's just
comics.
it's just a style. It's just like it's just a like because you can like look at Avatar that like Avatar: The Last Airbender that uses an anime as like people consider that an anime, but it wasn't made over there. But they
So
just
on
it's
this
just
website,
influenced.
that I found Catwoman, I just noticed this. There's one vote so far because the movie's so new, and out of 5 stars, the person gave it a 0.5.
Interesting. I
One
can see why
person,
though.
one
I can see
person.
why.
Oh, God dang, that's rough. That is rough.
They must not like titties then. So it's all good.
Oh, it's a feminist, third wave
Yeah,
feminist
yeah.
voting on these movies. That's
Fifth,
terrible.
a fifth wave feminist.
What's up,
Interesting.
Brian? No, there's a fifth wave.
Yeah, man. They skipped 4 and went right to 5.
No, no, they did not skip 4. I'm a fourth wave feminist. You know what a fourth wave feminist is?
No,
I don't give a fuck. That's what it is.
that makes sense.
That's all it is. Like, if you're gonna say that everything is the same and anybody can be anything, like, yeah, I'm a fourth wave feminist. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. Like, you're not going to see women acting like men so that they can compete in the men's sports. As soon
That's
as
what's
that
so,
does happen, you let me know. This is not
that's
gonna
what's
happen.
so that's what's so interesting to me about uh like the climate that we're in now, like, where people just like are weirded out by like strong female characters, but like they've done that so like a lot in just anime to where it's like nobody made a big deal about it. Like this one character in Attack on Titan, like she could just do everything. There's a reason why, but she's
I
just
mean,
a really strong female character.
I mean, what? You're 30 now, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Right. So I'm only 34. We both grew up watching X-Men, correct?
So
Like,
what? Yeah, yeah.
okay. Like every time that I turned that thing on, it was always like, okay. First question was, which one of these freaking assholes is going to end up getting the girl because they keep fighting over it? But then you sit there and you look at the lineup and you're like, okay, which one of these is the strongest? Got to be Rogue, right?
Yeah, she could take your power away just by touching you.
And she can take your power, and without taking your power, she's got fucking super strength and she can fucking fly. Like, what is that shit? Talk about fucking strong female character. I was like, I wish she could fucking touch me.
If she's got cartoon cheeks, yes.
Woo! Fucking A, she does.
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you this much. I was just a little disappointed when the first X-Men movie came out. I was like, wait, that's Rogue?
Mm-hmm.
That's who we picked? Like, come on.
Right.
Like you got fucking Mystique down packed, but this is who you pick for Rogue? God dang. Like
Yeah.
you got
They
Professor
never get it
X,
right.
perfect. You got Magneto. Well, you got old Magneto, perfect. Maybe not.
They've yet to get a good storm. They've never got that right yet. So
Um, no, I mean I like Halle Berry as Storm, but no, it's not. It's not the Storm from the fucking car. Like I base a lot of what I expect out of my characters off of
you
the '90s cartoons, like on both sides, Marvel and fucking
you,
DC.
you know who should have played Storm, and I feel like it was kind of a miscast putting it. Okoye, the chick that plays Michonne in The Walking Dead, she should have been Storm.
Ooh, interesting. She's
Either her
the
or Lupita.
uh the first one that you said is the one who's the leader of the forces in
Yeah.
Wakanda.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh man, that would have been good. Yeah, because whoever the fuck plays Storm in Apocalypse, right? She's only in
Yeah.
Apocalypse. She's not in the other movies.
Yeah. She's just an apocalypse.
I was like, ugh. I mean, I
She's
guess
too.
she, like, you don't. This you
It's
don't really
definitely
get.
some colorism going on with that character. I was like, yo, like Storm should be just dark skin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really get a huge sample size of the character. Like, she doesn't really do much in the movie at all.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like the fact that she's a bad guy either. But
I,
whatever.
I will I do think that
What's up, Keely Chow?
Marvel I think Marvel slash Disney will get Cyclops right this time around. Like they'll make him the leader.
Wait,
You know what
you
I'm
don't
saying?
think that they got Cyclops right in the first trilogy?
No, because he always looked like a bitch,
Really?
and like the problem was is like they introduced Wolverine, and everybody thought, oh, Wolverine's the leader. Da, 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 da. No, like
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Cyclops has
whoa, whoa,
always
whoa,
been
whoa,
that
whoa,
dude.
whoa, 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 whoa. You thought, or you were hearing that I've never heard that people thought that
It's
Wolverine was
sort
the
of like
leader.
it's sort of like before we got the Avengers, a lot of people thought
Like,
Iron Man was like the leader of the
he is the
Avengers.
leader financially.
Yeah, but it's like it's always been
He's the
Cap's that dude.
leader when it comes to ideas as well.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's what I say. Like
Iron
like they
Man is the thought leader of the Avengers.
what I'm
He's not
saying as
the
far as like
execution leader. No,
Wolverine was
Wolverine.
never
He's like
he was
okay, like
he was never a
in
part of that OG team though. He came like later. You know what I'm saying? But they in the movies they just made him such a focal point and just
No, in the
surround.
movies you have like the X-Team and Wolverine, because Wolverine, like especially that Wolverine, he is the main attraction in the movies. But then you
Mhm.
also have the rest of the X-Men. Like I
But that's
like
what I'm saying. Like I'm just
like
saying
a lot of people don't like the regular Wolverine movies. I do.
yeah, but it's just like Cyclops got completely overshadowed in those movies where like it doesn't even feel like he's the leader, where he should be like a prominent role in that shit. Like, but you know,
No,
that's why I
I
think they
get
just
I get where you're coming
yeah.
from, because it seems like in these instances where he would have the opportunity to make a decision here, make a decision there, yada yada yada, they put Professor X in that role, and they're like, okay, Professor X is making all the decisions, and then you fly the plane.
Right.
Like
Where
once you get
he's
there,
much more
you're
like that.
allegedly in charge, but then once they ever got any place, all the shit hit the fan and nobody was in charge.
Right.
Like, I mean, the whole plan was came up with before they ever got there, so you never saw him being like, because
Question.
I know in the cartoon, you'd see them get on the X jet, and then once they got to wherever the location is, you'd see Cyclops barking out orders like, okay, you do this, you do that, you do that, break, and then they go do their fucking thing. You never see
Scramble.
him, right? You never see him do that in the movie. Question.
Question. Have you seen the trailer for the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I did not. Should we watch it?
No, you don't got to. But
Okay.
there's this one scene at the end where it's like this. I guess this like bus full of what would you call them? Gen Zers. And he's like, "Oh, careful what you did." And Leatherface hops on the bus. He's like, "Oh," and then they're like, "Careful what you do, bro. You're gonna get canceled." And everybody pulls out their phones and shit, and like and then Leatherface just continues to just kill everybody in that bus,
Wait, so
and then they
there's a
cut off.
bunch. So they're like, are they supposed to be in high school? They're just after high school, or what?
It's 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 still not like a lot of details. They're like they're trying to like take over
No,
this little
like
town.
from no. I'm
It,
saying in the scene that you're
yeah,
talking about, what do they look like?
they're not high schoolers. They're just like I guess somewhere around college or some shit, just or some type of
Okay, so
adults or
they're
whatever the
in,
fuck.
let's say that we'll just say that they're in their early 20s. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. But they definitely like
They all,
it was pretty funny
you
though,
see
because
them pull their phones out, and
he's
he
like, "Yo,
just
careful,
goes
bro. You
ham.
got your yeah." He's like, "Careful, bro. You're gonna get canceled." Blah, blah, blah. And then like you just hear him rev the engine, like, they just completely just kill this one guy. You know, it's just like awesome. The whole
Oh,
bus, whatever, the inside was white, so it's like, yeah, that shit's all going to be fucking red.
inside of the butt. Oh my god, that's beautiful.
But the whole movie is pretty much essentially the same thing they're doing with they did with Halloween 2018.
You know what that? You know what? Fuck. You know what that's called? It's called pulling a crate. You know, like Star Wars. Take a white planet, you turn it red.
Oh, the Crate Challenge.
Crate challenge. How can we get maximum effect? Well, that's how you do it. Because I've never been on a fucking white bus before. Have you?
No,
Have you ever even seen a fucking like there's I don't think a white bus exists. They had it custom fucking made for this movie. Because why the
I
fuck
mean
would
if
you
it's
have
a
a
white
white
bus,
bus?
they probably have white people with white hoods in there, and like I think
That's
that's
like
the
the
fucking.
only way. Like they got the bus from Peacemaker's dad. I don't see how
Yeah,
else it would work because, like, I mean, everyone's been on a fucking school bus. Like, the floor is a brownish color. The seats are like a either grayish or brownish
smells like
color,
shit most of the time. Yeah,
right? And then, like, I've been on a big coach bus, and the seats are always like either a beige or a tan color. I've never seen any bus where the
they
interior
have they
is
have
white.
buses in the woods.
I mean, I go to a city occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to get on a bus to go to, oh, where the hell is that? I want to say it was someplace in Lower Michigan for a wrestling tournament when I was a little kid.
Oh.
I feel like that was the last time that I was on a coach bus like that, where they got the individual seats instead of just the bench seat like a school bus.
Oh, I wanted to bring that up too about the Book of Mandalorian, the episode
The
5.
ooh, dude. Okay, so
Um, the seat
I've had a revelation about it, but we'll talk about your point.
um where he gets pulled over by those what the fuck are the pilots called?
Oh, those X-wing pilots when
Yeah, the
he's
X-wing
okay
pilots, and then he's like, "Oh, you might answer a few
answering a few
questions,"
questions.
and he just takes off like some motherfuckers like police and shit.
That was awesome.
It was funny. Yeah, that
That's
was
a
funny.
was that supposed to be a question?
No, but I was just throwing that out there.
No, what I didn't understand about that scene, like he thought that he jumped to hyperspace. Why can't they? Does he not still come up on their radar or their trackers? Like you're the planet, you don't just disappear. Is
Hmm.
like the other side of the planet. You ain't got a satellite on the other side of the planet that's tracking all
Real
this shit.
question
What's
is
up, Justin? You can click on the link that's in the group chat, you bumhole.
the real question is, with all this, and we're seeing the early days of Luke's school and stuff. Obviously, we fast forward like 20 years later,
Way
20
to go,
something years
Q
later,
Screen.
Kylo is gonna just kill everybody. But
Did you
is
watch my
man,
review?
no, not yet. But is the Mandalorian dead? Like, if we go into like around the sequel times and stuff, or is he still alive and he's just an old man, Mando,
Old Mando.
Mando?
That's a damn good question. And I feel like
And
with
is
the
Grogu
way,
still alive, or did he die?
I mean, with the way that that episode ended, I don't know when they're going to pick up the Luke Skywalker story exactly because it seems like, and I could be entirely wrong, Luke Skywalker can show up in any TV show that takes place in this time period. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Which means he could show up in the
The,
Cassian Andor series, no problem. In fact, he probably will show up in it if
I could
he's
have swore I could have swore they said this was like in this Mando
or not
timeline. It was
not
like
that one, not
it
the
was
Andor series. That's around Rogue One. Which one am I thinking of? I'm thinking of shit. There's another character.
I was just gonna say I could have swore they said that this takes place 25 years before the First Order is a thing, or like
No, no.
before like a
Mandalorian and Boba Fett take place like 6 years after Return of the Jedi. Everything in Star Wars is based around Return of the Jedi, as far as the calendar is considered.
hmm.
Like, I don't remember exactly what it's called
But like I said, I
before
could have
that.
swore that I could have sworn like they said that you were going to see like the early days of the First Order, which like I feel like Moff Gideon
Good.
and stuff is gonna be like a key to all that.
I would love to see the early days of the First Order. Like, the story ends super fucking stupid, but like, if I can cut everything off at episode 7, it makes sense.
Yeah, they could, and I could see what they're doing. Like they could kind of mend some things that just kind of
No,
didn't really.
okay. Like, part of my review was saying like Luke Skywalker can pop up in all of these TV shows that are taking place in this time period, and the Andor series is supposed to take place around like Rogue One time, so it's not that one. There's a different fucking series that's supposed to take place around now. I can't think of it off the top of my fucking head. Anyways, it's not the point. My point was with all these shows, and he's already showed up in the only two that you fucking made. So why wouldn't he show up in any other ones that you're gonna make that's gonna take place in this time period? Are we going to actually see his entire progression that leads to his turn in, or his revealed turn in The Last Jedi, where
I
I'm
feel
done
like
with
they
doing Jedi stuff?
I feel like they kind of teased that with episode 6, where he's talking to Ahsoka, and he says about Grogu, but he's like maybe his heart's not all the way in it, and maybe he's just talking about himself
Because
in a
I
way.
have a feeling that this school isn't going to be as successful as he would like it to be, especially if he's not doing it the way that they did it previously. Like the Jedi Order was able to be as disciplined and grow as much as it did because they were essentially stealing babies.
Hmm.
You didn't know anything else. Like
Did you?
if you were born, let's Coruscant, biggest fucking planet, most fucking people, population density. As long as you
I,
weren't born like in a gutter on Coruscant, like if you were born in a regular planet in the Republic, they take you down to the doctor, they test your blood, they like look at the metachlorian count, and then they fucking
did
yank you away. You don't even get to meet your fucking parents.
did you get because I got this vibe from Luke when he's trading Grogu and shit. Like I got LaRusso vibes. How he talks about Yoda all the time. He's like it's very Miyagi Do.
Oh, totally. I'm talking about my master all the time, but I wonder, is he going to talk about his first master? Because I
Yeah.
don't think that he's going to talk about his first master until he gets onto his second pupil.
Oh, his first boring master. Yes. Obi Wan.
Right. The person who introduced him to the Force. Like, he
Yes.
hasn't brought him up at all in talking to Grogu at all, which I
Mhm.
wouldn't expect him to, because it's a lot easier. Like, I thought, yeah, he's gonna bring up Yoda at some point. I didn't know that there was going to be this lightsaber. And the controversy with the lightsaber? Yes. Have you heard this?
Uh, I forget.
Apparently, there was a comic because, everything in Star Wars is canon now. Like anything
Hmm.
that Disney puts out, they're like, yep, this is the
Yeah.
story. There is one story, and anything that we make is part of that story. Well, apparently, somebody didn't tell Dave. Like, he wasn't able to look in the Encyclopedia Star Wars and be like, the lightsaber was destroyed. There's a comic that
No,
came out in 2017
I mean
where
they've always retcon that shit. Like, you know,
no, you can't retcon something where it's like, I destroyed this, and they're like, nope, this person lied. Like those types of things don't fucking fly with me. Where they're like, this person was telling you a lie just to score some political points, and I was like,
now
cool.
you've seen all of Clone Wars, right?
Um,
That's
yeah,
where
but it's been a while.
that's where Cad Bane pops up at, or that's where
Yes,
he gets. Now I don't know where I saw this at. They said
that's
somewhere
also
he that he
that's also where Hondo's from. That's why you don't know him.
yeah somebody said like or I seen something like that that Cad Bane died in there or maybe
Absolutely
me.
not.
Okay, he just disappeared or
Okay,
something.
let me ask you this question: are you 100% certain that Timothy Oliphant got killed by Cad Bane?
No, he probably just got knocked out.
100% got knocked out. Like, I don't know if he's going to have been shot. I don't know if he was wearing some type of
But
armor underneath his clothes, but I am almost certain he's not dead.
that deputy, he's definitely dead because the way he went overkill on him. He could have done that to him, but he's like,
Now,
he seemed like he has some type of level of respect for certain people, but he's like, I won't hesitate to like,
so
put you down.
that is the same way. Now, I don't remember exactly what happened, but as far as I know, that's the same fashion, like not necessarily being fired upon, but you don't see the body. Like the gold standard of being dead in Star Wars is Jango Fett and Count Dooku. This is the gold standard of Star Wars death. 100% they died on screen,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Like you literally see their body parts separated from their bodies. and you kind of need that individual body part to be alive. So, I mean, do you believe that Mace Windu survived?
Uh, he could have. You know what I'm saying? If Luke could survive a fall and just have a magically thing, whatever, just catch him in the air, who's to say that Mace didn't just fall
So
onto
you
somebody's
think that
flying?
you think Mace also fell onto a giant chute?
Yeah, like he's gonna be definitely in some bad shape. Like he'll be missing a hand. Probably like look like Moses
You don't think
got a
that
big
he
ass
would?
beard.
You don't think that he would have gotten a mechanical hand by now?
He probably yeah, most likely. But I'm just saying he'll still be looking. He'll still not like he'll damn near look like
I
probably
mean,
unrecognizable.
I'm hoping, like this is my hope, that if he does come back, he's gotten some type of fennec treatment.
Yeah,
Like
he's like a
I want,
cyborg.
right? Like I want him to have, or like he got the, you know what Jean-Luc Picard looked like when he got the Borg treatment.
No,
Perp. And I know Q's Queen knows what he looked like. He had. I want him to have the fake eye, like the cybernetic eye, because like
hmm
have one eye be fucked up, and then have one eye be normal, and then have that fucking mechanical arm be like exposed. Like
but you're right.
you're never gonna get to see Luke's mechanical hand ever again. As far like they're not gonna. I, if it was me running Disney, I'm never going to waste time and money to show you this CGI or real mechanical fucking hand or his mechanical fucking wrist. Like, you're not going to see that ever again. So, what I would do though is give you a fully fucking mechanical arm so that, he can spin his lightsaber the same way that General Grievous used to.
General
Wouldn't
Grievous.
that would be awesome.
Fuck got smoker lungs and shit.
I mean, at least he's still got the lungs.
Barely.
That's how else does he enjoy his cigarettes? You can't enjoy cigarettes, you ain't got lungs.
I'll just be. I think I'll really be excited. Like I really
So,
would
oh,
be
go ahead.
excited to see like what they're gonna do with this High Republic shit, or just if they go beyond the sequel trilogy, because that's what I really want to see. Like them kind of get away from
You
the
want to see
Skywalker shit.
some you want to see something outside of the 60 years of awesomeness?
It just I feel like they rely too much on it. It's just like man, it's just it's just like it's Star Wars, and like we don't really get to see a lot of it. Like all we're doing is sitting on Tatooine. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of sand and just
I mean,
there's a whole world out there and just
okay,
different
so
characters they can explore.
did you like the TV show Krypton?
Didn't watch it.
Because that's the type of shit that you're asking for. You're like, let's get away from these Superman stories when he's actually Superman. I want to see what happened before he was Superman. Like, what was going on then? Well,
My
that's
thing
the
is
story of Krypton. And
my thing
it was okay, but yeah, it's not nothing
it,
special.
yeah, it's just my thing is just like the Skywalker saga is over. Like why do we have to stay in that, let's go into the old republic, let's go into the high republic, let's go beyond the
Reason
Skywalker shit.
well, I agree with you. I would love to see more stories. I personally would like to see more stories in the past because then you can pop in a character here and there where you can be like, "Motherfucker, I know your great 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 grandson," right? Like something like
Mm.
that. Like you could do something like that and then there's going to be way more lightsabers. Like I want more fucking
Mm.
lightsabers. Is that too much to
And,
ask
and
for in Star Wars?
and I'm cool with the like even in the sequel trilogy when they introduced in the Rise of Skywalker, like the evolution of what you could do with the Force. It just not just be about like lightning or Force pushing something or pulling something towards you. It should just evolve over time.
I mean, I feel like the Force has always evolved. Nobody's ever had the same skill set with the Force as the person before them.
But I'm saying as far as what they're doing with the Force, it's always kind of like the same shit. Like you're either shooting lightning out of your hands or
See if
you're
we can
throwing
force
somebody.
this person back into the stream. You at home yet?
No, I'm actually in my freezing ass car.
Ha ha ha
Ah,
ha ha. But but I liked what like how Kylo Ren and Ray were using the Force with like transferring shit like using the Force and stuff. That was fucking cool. Like it's something new and unique. I want to see more of that.
yeah.
So,
I'm not necessarily opposed to new
mm,
things. What I am opposed to is using the same thing and it works differently. That's what I'm not okay with. Like lightning that works as an EMP. I'm not okay with that. Like that's not how it works. That's supposed to blow shit up, not just disable your ship so that you're floating there. Like what the fuck was that? Like that's all. Like I
mm.
didn't I thought that it was weird that they could like
Eh,
teleport stuff. Like I still don't entirely understand the fuck did they call them? A diode?
yeah, something like that.
I don't yeah, something like that. What's up, Landon?
But I was just
Sorry.
like, yeah, that's some OP shit. I was like, yo, let's keep that going and like let's see where else they could go. Like 50 years from then or like 100 years people shouldn't be able to do just the same shit. They should be able to like be a little bit more, I don't know, just have something unique about them.
Well, I mean, I think it should right. I get that, but it should also ebb and flow. Like there should be techniques that are also lost to time. Like there should
Yeah.
be somebody from, you know, 3,000 years ago. I mean, how long did we lose the formula for fucking concrete? For like 1,000 years or something? And they're like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
don't remember how the fuck that guy did it last week.
and,
Son of a bitch."
and this will be another thing. This is why I
And,
like attack
and,
this
and then he fucking died, and the recipe for concrete was gone forever.
but I would say like this is why I like Attack on Titan so much, because every character has layers, or just they have something unique about them. There's no good and evil. It's just based on just morality and just what I'm saying. Like we should get more of that, to where it's like there are no Jedi, there are no Sith. There's some people that kind of believe in those old ways, but like they're kind of doing their own thing. Like somebody that is very powerful in the dark side that says, you know what, fuck that rule too. We're gonna change it up and I'm gonna do something else. Or you have somebody that says, "Oh, fuck the Jedi," but I'm gonna kind of do my own Jedi type of thing, whatever, stuff like that. And
No,
you
I
know,
would love to get to a point where you have, I don't even like, you can make the number go literally as high as you want because you have the entire galaxy. The
yeah,
Force is literally everywhere. You have sentient beings of every type everywhere. So why not have Force factions? Like Star Wars
yeah,
Force factions. The
yeah.
ultimate battle for supremacy.
Yeah,
Or we
don't.
could just admit that the bounty hunters are the fucking best and be done with it. Cause yeah,
Bounty
Cat Bane
hunters
for
don't
life,
beat.
kid. That's
No,
why I'd
no.
be like, dude, how many times? Okay, let's be realistic. How many times have bounty hunters been able to stand up to Jedi? Not that many, but if you look at those OP battles, Cad Bane has fucked up some Jedi in his time. he's he's like him
No
and
spoilers,
Boba
Landon.
before
Well,
Bobo
no
joined the
spoilers.
Peace
Didn't you
Corps.
watch the episode already?
Yes, yes, but no spoilers for people that haven't
No,
seen it.
this is from Clone Wars, so if you're being spoiled from that, I'm sorry. That
No,
show's
no,
like
No, no,
he's
no.
talking about something else. He's
In the
talking about
chat, Landon in the chat is talking about everybody's favorite show, Attack on Titan.
oh, Attack. Yeah, man, that includes for me too. I'm rewatching every one of them going to the new season, so don't fucking spoil it for me because I'd be very irritated.
yes, yes.
Like, I want the surprises. I don't even want to know if it was a good episode or not. I love that feeling of just moving on to the next episode and every like episode gets intense and you're like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. And the
This
thing I
is
love
what.
about
Hold on. He says, "I'm so tempted to read the manga. Help me." That is what Zod should do to practice. Go ahead.
Nah,
No,
but
you know
I'm
what
not gonna
makes
break.
Attack on Titan so good, or what I like about a show? I love when a show kills a character and you don't expect it coming. Like I think that's why, like, with shows like Peacemaker and things that are on these networks, what makes them good is when they can just do some shit like that. Like some people complain about characters just randomly dying.
Peacemaker
I like
killed a
that.
character. Peacemaker didn't
No,
kill anybody.
I'm
Well,
just using that as an
I mean,
example
I
because
mean, they did kill some
like.
characters, but not like a main character.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. I like where you could just come from out of nowhere. A better example, but you don't watch this, but like Power. Like Power's deaths, some of those deaths, you were just like, holy fuck, because they
But
literally
now
come out of nowhere.
it depends on like what you're talking about. Like with Power Book 2, it just like none of the deaths really mean anything because you don't like any of the characters. So like
No,
it could
no,
get
no.
like that. Yeah, but I
I'm
understand. Like I
talking about
understand.
the OG Power.
I get what you're saying with like AOT because AOT is pretty much all about like there's a whole war and like it's been like that since the start of the show and they make you really feel that and that's one thing I have an issue with Star Wars because it's just like I feel like it's really lacking with the war part. That's the only thing. Like it's
I know that's what Boba Fett's going to try and fix. Except I think that we're going to like skip over all of it in a what do I want to say? Tyrion Lannister kind of way.
mm.
You get
Do
what I'm
you feel
saying?
that? Do
Do you
you
know what
feel
I'm
that though?
talking
Like,
about?
I know what you're talking about.
Do you remember what I'm talking about, Perp?
Yeah.
Like
what?
the Battle of Blackwater Bay, where
Yeah,
you see the start of the battle, and I was like, "This is going to be awesome," because you see the one big explosion at the beginning,
yeah.
and then
Mm.
motherfucker gets hit in the face, and we miss the whole fucking battle. And I was like, "Wait a second, where? Why? Just because he was knocked out, I was still here. I was still conscious, motherfucker. Show it to me." I feel like
so
that's
so
what's going to happen in this, and they're going to wrap it all up.
so you would
That's
agree
called
like
budget.
you would agree that like the war part of Star Wars is kind of lacking, and we're just
Um,
getting a lot of like these like contained stories and not seeing like the
in the TV shows, is that what you mean?
or just overall. Just I'm saying like overall, it
I would
seems
say
like
in the
it's.
TV shows, yes. I would say the movies, it's not lacking at all. I would say they do quite a good job of showing you the war in the movies, at least in the first two trilogies. Like you don't see as much of the war in the sequel trilogy.
I mean, with Last Jedi, like that whole like space battle and stuff was pretty crazy because the motherfuckers getting their ass whooped. So
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
until they come
right
up
up.
with a fucking stupid solution that doesn't make any fucking. Never mind. I'm not getting into this again. That battle was the
No,
one
but
battle that I
these.
hate out of the whole fucking movie because if that was an option, that shit should have been explored tons of times. Why wasn't it ever? That
just
invalidates
nobody thought about
space
it.
battles in fucking general.
Nobody
In
thought about
fucking
it.
general.
It's just it's
That,
simple
you
as
know
that.
what?
Nobody thought about it until then. It's like, oh shit, we got hyperspace. You know what? I'm just gonna commit suicide right now. It's just like
Except
go
that they had
hyperspace.
thought about it and they already tried to do
Facts
that in
landing.
Rogue One and it didn't work.
Facts landing. Last Jedi is still being talked about. It's the most talked about Star Wars
Psych!
movie.
It
It's the
definitely is not.
yeah. People talk about that. That shit always be trending.
Dude,
Motherfuckers be
I
always
only
like,
We
talk
oh.
about
only
it when
talk
I
about
only
it when
talk
we have
about it
this
when you bring
random
it up.
purple guy who
I'm
comes
just saying.
on to troll
I'm
us.
just saying. Like this man Jeremy literally like watched the Halo trailer and said, "Oh, I'm getting Last Jedi vibes." It's
Yeah,
like,
I
dog,
know
that
that
was
he
like
said it, and I
12
was
years
like, I
ago.
don't know where you. Well, I shouldn't say that. I know exactly where he got that from. I was talking about that with Angus and Rookie on the beef last week.
I said that I know the argument and I'm so angry about it. I don't even want to comment on that. So there's a fucking female ODST fucking person. Spoiler alert, there's fucking females in Halo if you're a fan, because people like to use that. If you're a fucking fan of the franchise, you would know there's black people, there's white people, there's fucking Asians, there's fucking females, and there's female fucking Spartans too. So this fucking
And there's
stupid
aliens.
argument that
Hold on,
they're
hold on.
going, feminist is so fucking retarded. I hate it.
I feel like Landon's leaving, but before he leaves, I gotta let him know he's tugging at my heartstrings right here. The Last Jedi is worse than Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League. I would agree.
I agree. Because we all know Snyder Cut was a masterpiece.
Shut your hole.
PB will never admit it, but we know the truth.
I
we know PB
just
lied.
don't think
So
I
much.
just don't people would I just don't think people would too certain people just don't want to admit that The Last Jedi was a good Star Wars movie, but you know,
It's not a good Star Wars movie, guy.
it was.
It's a good sci-fi movie, and barely at that, with the technical problems that there were in there. But
it is shiny. It is shiny. That is what it is good at, and like the pinnacle of that movie is the Crystal Fox. Like that is the pinnacle of that movie. And I will always give them credit for shit. I think they created a Pokemon before a Pokemon was created. Because then
It's not a bad movie though. It's not.
Have you ever seen an Alolan Vulpix or an Alolan Ninetales?
A who and a what who?
That's what I'm talking about, man. They look very similar to the Crystal Fox.
Pokemon nerds.
That's right. Like I'm definitely a big enough nerd. But I mean, can you be a nerd and a sports fan? I feel like those two things don't go together.
I mean, if you into sports, you're technically a nerd too, because they know all the statistics and that's a part of being a nerd, like knowing all this information, all this stuff. Like
I don't know the statistics. I don't know the stupid shit that they always be saying on the TV. Like when they give stats like that, I was like, so they're the best team at converting third downs when they have between 5 and 7 yards to go. How the fuck does that help anybody?
Shit. That's some nerd
It doesn't
shit.
help. No, it doesn't mean anything though. But it doesn't mean anything. It's just it's a completely pointless fucking number. It's not like this team has the number one offense because they score this many fucking points per game, or this team has the number one offense because they get this many yards per game. Like these are the two primary categories that you can be the number one offense in, and that's a number that actually means something. Like if you are a defense and you're going to go up against the number one offense.
No fun. Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun. To catch them is my real best. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. These Pokemon.
What the fuck is happening right now?
That's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh,
see when people be putting their
friend. In a world we must defend.
That's what I say. At any time that people do like a '90s cartoon show ranking, like Pokemon and BBC need to be in your list.
Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I teach you. Pokemon.
Sounds like Michael Bolton.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Sound like Michael Bolton.
Oh man, what a fuck! Damn you, Purp. You have an idea how many different fucking songs there are for Pokemon, and that one's from fucking 1998. I know every
most
fucking
iconic
word of it.
one.
Okay, well, you cannot ridicule me on my show for at least a year.
What do you mean?
After that rendition, I do not want to ever hear a critique on something stupid I say for at least a solid year.
I didn't say
that
anything
was the most
stupid. I sang a song.
Shit. That was the scariest shit I have heard in a good majority of my life. And
there's some people.
I heard some scary shit.
I can't sing. You know, full breath here. Not like in a fucking
you do the
music
Pokemon
studio.
rap.
Oh my god! No,
dude, I could never do. You know,
no.
I tried. I used to try and do the Pokemon rap, and then I get pissed off. I was like, first of all, these motherfuckers aren't in order. They're just throwing out random fucking Pokemon names. This is fucking bullshit.
It's got to rhyme.
It doesn't fucking rhyme either.
All you gotta do is just rhyme it.
You know what I'm saying?
The names don't fucking rhyme. They don't fucking rhyme.
I know.
It's just the
Pikachu.
cadence of your voice that has to go in a rhythm to make it work, even if the two
Zod
words.
knows, man. He's a master at the
At the
on
dub.
the mic.
He's a master at the dub.
He's got snowmen shaking in their boots. Zod knows. Zod knows about bars.
Yeah, he's only got them shaking in their boots because he's driving down the road.
I had to come out of retirement for a second. I retired. I let the kids do that. But speaking of songs, just because I fucking love Power so much,
Well, you
I
want to
can't wait
talk
to have this
about
conversation.
songs when this motherfucker brought up Pokemon and they just released the game like a week and a half ago. And now you want to talk about music? Fuck you.
Yeah, I want to talk about that new Power theme song, Smooth, like the
What's it
rest
have
of the
to-
episode. That new theme song. I don't know who Young Turk is or whatever the fuck his name is. Little Dirk, whatever. I don't know these guys, but that fucking song, I
Hello,
downloaded
Laura.
that shit. I was listening to that song on my way to work. I was like,
God, Zod sounds so like such a boomer.
I was like, that song was fire. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I downloaded the MP3 and then my grandson burned it onto a disc for me, and then I listened to it on my cassette player.
I listened to little Woozy Wop.
No, I mean, I gotta say, like, pretty
And then
much
when
every
I got
decision.
home, I told the kids to get off my lawn.
I'm gonna be
I know
that
the
guy.
chat. I know the chat feels so alienated. Because PB's just completely ignored the
What do you
chat.
mean
all
completely
day.
ignored the chat? I have not ignored the chat. I said hello to every single fucking person, unless Laura didn't hear me when she got here. Like, okay, what about this, Purp? Like, you only want to look at it from one perspective. What about the perspective? What's up, real Captain Jack? Of I feel ignored by the chat.
True.
Like, I've been sitting here talking. I've only talked about 2-3 different things so far tonight. We've only talked about 2 or 3 things, and they haven't talked about any of them with me.
That's how it goes.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
so,
have you fucking looked at the comments? Because
maybe?
the real Captain Jack just said bullshit, and he just got here.
I know he just got here, but I said hi to him. So the engagement has begun.
Oh,
He was
better than
like,
me.
look, I haven't been here long enough, but I feel like what you're saying right now is bullshit.
On the stream? Only when the camera's off, though.
I mean, we're not in This Week in Bullshit, so we can't really say that.
No, that would be copyright infringement. I would not do that. He was here earlier. Did you know that? When you were gone, that motherfucker popped
Copyright
up in the
infringement.
chat.
What are you talking about?
This Week in Bullshit with Justin Proper every Thursday. Unless you live in Australia, then it's probably on like Friday.
He still does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every week.
I was on it last week. Best episode.
There's just sometimes I forget Proper exists.
Right?
Oh my god!
I completely, because he's like that imaginary person. You don't know if he's really there or not.
I thought you were gonna go the other route. You're like another generic white guy.
That too. That's Ryan Johnson's clone.
Oh my god.
Looks just like Ryan Johnson.
Does he have a just with a different hairdo, hey?
Yeah.
So what happens?
And I mean, he does defend Knives Out. But Proper is super fucking excited about that sequel. He is shilling hard.
They're making Clue 2.
Yep. Can't wait for another fucking Knives Out because that fucking first mystery.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
That was great. The first one was dope.
Then you 3 can have a stream on. I don't care whose fucking channel it is, then talk about that fucking movie and then never talk about it ever again. Because I'm sure it'll be that good. Because we never talk about fucking Knives Out, and we're not going to talk about it here now because it's by a director I can't fucking stand. because he ruined my characters. Fuck you,
Oh,
Ryan.
you ruined your childhood. That's already over.
No, I didn't
Oh,
say he ruined my childhood. I said he ruined my characters. Like, you can't
Stuff.
go back and ruin somebody at the point that they are in history then. Like, Return of the Jedi is always going to be as good as it is. Like, just because you make something shit that happens after it doesn't mean that he wasn't awesome then. No, I never understood that argument. And I've never used the argument, oh, you ruined my childhood. I was like, no, you ruined the story now. Like, no, you didn't
Yeah,
ruin the
that's
story
more
then.
of a valid argument.
You can't retroactively ruin the story. You ruined it now. Like, you fucking, you had the chance
Allegedly.
to, you had the chance to fucking make Luke Skywalker be this absolute fucking badass. Like, look at all of the cool things, just the cool things
I
that
thought it
you
was
had.
cool, you know.
Hold on, look at all the cool things that you just had Kylo Ren do, and you had somebody that was 10
But
times his power level. Like, that's what my scout is
but
saying.
you don't give Ryan Johnson credit for like actually getting Mark Hamill to act and not just be so one dimensional like he was in the OT.
I already knew that he could act. I've seen Batman the animated series.
That's different. That's different though.
It's not different.
That's different though.
What? Like, because his
I'm
face
just
can
saying.
move?
No, I'm just saying his Luke Skywalker character. Like when you watch that original OT, you cannot tell me that's like Oscar worthy acting. No, it's not possible. Like no, that shit is.
Why would
That
I
shit
ever
was pretty
say that it
bad.
was Oscar worthy?
I'm just saying his acting was pretty bad in those movies.
That's fair.
Oh
What
my
the hell
god,
is?
love it.
What
I'm
is?
fucking
I was like,
driving.
what is happening? His
It's his
fucking phone's
his
vibrating.
little pocket pussy.
Lemon Pie says, I mean, streamers other than Zod and PB only partially exist, right? That's true. It's true.
Yes.
I don't
Don't
know
be
if this
there.
is this a statement or a question because there is no punctuation. It seemed like a statement, and it makes me chuckle. Mark Hamill could act. Maybe it's a question then. Maybe it's exclamation point question mark, right? That's how you're supposed to say it. Mark Hamill could act.
Question mark. Riddler? Question mark.
Like, no, I never said. I mean, who is an excellent actor in any of the original trilogy? Point them out to me.
Han Solo.
You think that's excellent acting?
Yeah. He brought the
Really?
charisma. Yeah. It was all doom and gloom.
Harrison Ford has the charisma that Han Solo has. He didn't like add extra charisma to the character.
I would say he's still the most like besides like Vader, he's the most interesting, you know.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure that he's the most interesting
And like
character. I would say
oh
he is my favorite of the good guys.
Obi-Wan reminds me of like Joe Biden in the OT. You know, kind
You're
of
talking about Alec Guinness?
yeah.
Wait. Oh man, like I don't remember exactly the number, but from what I hear from almost everybody, Alec Guinness was just collecting a paycheck for that one.
Yeah, a lot of them were, you know.
I mean,
But
the older ones, not the younger ones. The younger ones weren't just collecting a paycheck. They were like, I got to try and do something with this. And I mean, some
so
of them
they
did, some of them didn't.
so they didn't really care about Star Wars. They just cared about the check.
Some of them did. Like Harrison Ford didn't fucking care, and he became the biggest fucking actor out of it.
So why don't people give him flack for that? Because like, God forbid if
What do you
like
mean give him flack?
I'm saying like,
Okay, hold on.
like
There's a difference between. There are three
for,
levels.
but I'm saying for example like what if let's say Brie Larson was cast in Star Wars,
Let's
shouts to
hope so.
LB,
Got my fingers
um,
crossed.
and she
That's
said,
like my
I'm
that's
just
like my favorite video that he ever did.
I was like, and she just said, came out and flat out said, yeah, I'm just going to do this for the check. You don't think people you'd be like, oh, see, she's not a real fan, blah, 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 blah. Why doesn't Harrison Ford get that same flag?
Oh, That's I would guess mostly because she has the dislikability factor to her naturally.
So it's a bias thing.
So she's easier to attack, which I mean,
So
sure,
it's bias.
she's like you can see how she literally like in the last 2 to 3 years compared to the 2 to 3 years before that has
Mm-hmm.
not said nearly as much about anything at all, right? Like she
Mm-hmm.
started a YouTube channel and has been less out there. Like when I was just listening to fuck, I don't even remember exactly what the hell the video was about, but it was some video on Nerdette's newsstand talking about Brie Larson being canceled on Twitter or something like that. And she's like, Brie Larson doesn't handle her Twitter. She has people handle her Twitter for her because she doesn't want to have to deal with the headache because she said it was stressing her out. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Like I don't necessarily care. I don't fucking hate Brie Larson. In fact, I probably like her more than I should. But I would say that you got three levels to stuff like that because you can give praise to like people like fuck Tom Hiddleston, like when
Mm-hmm.
he goes to Comic Con dressed as Loki, right? That's fucking awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you get extra points as an actor for embracing the role, especially when I mean, what else is he known for? I don't fucking know. Like you could actually pick a handful of movies that Brie Larson has been in that you can be like, oh, I know her from that. I know her from that. I mean, it's not
Mm-hmm.
like she couldn't necessarily dress up as the character from fucking King Kong. I mean, I wish she would, but whatever. Not the point. That's not the point. um, so like she could dress up as the character from Scott Pilgrim. I'd be okay with that. That'd be fine. But then you got like Brie Larson. Like every time that she did all those interviews that everybody tore apart for Endgame, right? Like she's doing it like especially the one with Jeremy Renner, where he's like, "Holy fuck, I can't believe I'm doing a goddamn interview with this fucking bitch." Like you can literally see it on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of us saw that, but I was like, "Nah, is this enough of a fucking?"
I think they're
See,
just doing that on purpose for sure, just to like,
Brie Larson is
yeah.
a cheese person. See, that's why I like her because it's cheese. It's delicious.
But like I said, like Harrison Ford won't get flack for saying
Okay,
something
that
that could be
that's
looked at as disrespectful because I
that's the
just feel like
third
there's a
level.
bias.
There's absolutely a bias that comes into play, and that's where you come into the third level, which is indifference. You're like, okay, so on the scale, right? You gotta balance everything. I love this character so much. I thought that it was spectacular. Oh, the person who plays the character is a dickhead. I still love him. That's what I said. Like Justin's favorite character in all of Star Wars is Indiana Jones because he's a weirdo. That's who he would choose. And then he said yes on Zod's stream, and I was like, oh my god, I fucking knew it. What a goddamn son of a bitch. But I mean, in the original trilogy, favorite character in the original trilogy, Darth Vader. Like it's easy to pick favorite character in the original trilogy. I mean, prequel
Right.
trilogy, it's more difficult to pick a favorite character. There's so many lightsabers. Like, how am I supposed to? It's like, they got a lightsaber, they got a lightsaber, they got a lightsaber, they
I
got a lightsaber.
mean,
Which one do I pick?
you said from the prequel,
Yeah,
it's easy. It's Darth Maul.
but he's only in one movie.
That's what's great about it.
I mean, he does.
He's the best
He
villain.
he's my favorite character in the Clone Wars. Like, I could probably say that pretty easily, especially once you get to season 7. I think like you didn't watch any of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I'll probably watch like 4 episodes of the first season.
Oh my god, guy! I can't. Why did you not? Why didn't you watch it when it was coming out?
It's that 3D animation. I can't do it.
Mm,
It. Just makes it hard for me to watch that shit.
I feel like the 3D animation helped me. Like, I liked it more than watching the Micro Clone Wars.
Mm.
Like, the thing I liked about the Micro Clone Wars was the bombasticness. Like, the things that they were doing on that show were completely fucking ridiculous. Like, the Force Unleashed style ridiculous. Like crashing a fucking Star Destroyer. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
Like, did you ever watch that series?
No.
Okay. I mean, that one's way shorter. You could probably burn through it pretty fast. I think there's only 20 some episodes total, but I don't remember exactly how long they are. They might be the full 22, 23 minutes. I don't remember.
I just think if Clone Wars was like hand drawn, or even if they did like kind of like a hybrid in a way, but if it was just hand like 2D animation,
I don't know.
it'd make me want
The 3D helps me be like, okay, they're a closer representation to what they are in real life.
I
Like
mean, you could get that same. I,
when I see hand drawn stuff, right? When I see the hand drawn style, whatever you want to call it, because I don't know how the fuck they make it on a computer now, whatever. Doesn't matter how they make it now. That style, it makes me think of a fucking book, like a comic book. It doesn't make me think something that I can see
I
walking
would,
around in
but
real
like
life.
look at like Dragon Ball, right? How much emotion and like you can make things look more dramatic and have more weight to it. I wish you watched Attack on Titan because I can that'd be a better example. But I'm just saying like
Why? What's wrong with Dragon Ball?
I'm just saying as far as um just
Everybody's seen Dragon Ball.
what you just saying as far as what you could do with 2D animation where 3D for me it just really feels lifeless. Like it's it's like if two people are clashing with like lightsabers, I don't really feel that shit. To where like when Goku and Vegeta are fighting, you know, they punch each other's fists,
Oh,
whatever. It's just like literally creating craters and stuff. Like you could literally see the visual, like
okay.
you know
You
the
say
powers
that.
behind,
No, I get you.
you
And
know.
the the
Yeah,
expressions on the face, I can see how you can do more with the drawing. But to watch the explosions and the lightsaber combat in the Clone Wars is better in 3D than I think it would be in 2D, especially when you do get to season 7. Do you know what they did in season 7?
no.
Okay. They took Ray Park and whoever the fuck else, like body double stand in or whatever, and
Hmm.
they put the fucking little, what the fuck are those things called that trace you? The body tracer things? You know what I'm talking
Hmm.
about? When you put the suit on to do
Yeah,
the motion
motion
capture.
cat. Yeah,
Yeah. You put the motion capture suit on and put the motion capture on the fucking lightsaber, and they did a real lightsaber duel, and then they put it into the show.
yeah,
And I was like,
that's cool.
whoa. Lemon Pie
But
said,
like
did you hear about the explosion at the cheese factory? Debris everywhere. Hold on, it continues. If I
but
can
like
click on the right shit.
was I was gonna say,
Kaboom.
like you
Lemon
could
Pie
still
says,
make
explosive shit.
like I said, like with like a lot of new animes and stuff now, like they've gotten so good with most of like they've gotten good with blending like CG with 2D and stuff. So like you can get those realistic like explosions or fire and stuff, and it's still looking like with still the 2D drawing and stuff. Like you know what I'm saying, it's pretty crazy, but um
No, you're right.
yeah,
I'm probably a little behind on the 2D animation that I've watched. I mean, the most recent 2D animation that I've watched, I
I
would guess, is
understand.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I
They still
understand
do
why they.
2D animation, right?
Yeah, yeah, I understand why they go with 3D because it's less budget and whatnot. It's cheaper. What I'm saying, than to draw it by hand and stuff. But like,
And
it's just
I like the way that the 3D plays out in the space battle aspect for sure.
mhm,
Because the space battles end up looking almost identical to what they look like in the movies. Like it's almost indiscernible, especially when you pan out a little bit. Like if you're not completely zoomed in and you can see the art style exactly like if you were in the cockpit and you'd be like, oh, this is a cartoon. Like if you zoom out a little bit and you're like, holy fuck, man, that looks just like the goddamn movies.
yeah. I mean,
So I
they could
mean,
do more
I
with
get
just
exactly
like
what you mean with the
eat,
expressions,
eat.
though, and that's important in
I would,
something where you need to feel emotion.
but yeah, like I would have prefer like them to, if they were gonna do 3D, they should have been like, like when you see those like cutscenes in video games, like the Batman cutscenes in those games, it should be like that.
Oh, okay.
That'd have been really good. Or like, have you ever seen like
You're talking the
when
Arkham
it,
games.
yeah, or even like with the Star Wars games, like the Old Republic, it'd be like some, it's all done by computers and stuff like that. Would have been fire to look at instead of just like these Bob the Builder looking characters and shit. But it's just, I don't know.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. You're like,
Yeah,
just fully realize it instead of doing the cartoon art style.
yeah,
Like they technically had no reason why they couldn't make them look as realistic as possible. Like you have the characters, put them into the 3D modeler, thing that scans them, and then boom, put them into the show,
yeah.
right? Like you'd be like, Hayden, we need you to come in for an afternoon. We'll pay you a few $1,000s. We just got to scan your body.
Cause like, yeah, I like the idea that they use mocap and put that into the show. Cause like, there's
Dude,
some anime that are
you can
there's
tell
some
the difference. You could tell the
that
difference.
yeah. There's some anime that use that rotoscope shit where it's like, it's an actual person, but then they kind of like to like put it in 2D. It's really a really crazy technique, and that's probably mad expensive, and that's probably why they don't do it as much. But it kind of I'll probably be able to show you like an example of it off stream. But yeah, there's just so much you can still do with like 2D compared to 3D, where it's just, I don't know, some of that shit just kind of boring. I don't know. That's just me.
No, I get what you're
Where they
saying.
could
Like,
go, they should just
you
go with a more
don't.
realistic.
No, like with Star Wars, the 3D animation isn't necessarily a problem when it's
Mm,
a bunch of clones wearing helmets firing at a bunch of robots. You get what I'm
mhm,
saying? But when you're sitting in a room and it's Anakin talking to Padme, well, that's a little bit of a different story now because you got the camera essentially 2, 3 feet away from their faces. Like obviously there's no camera, but we're doing an analogy here. Like you should be able to see the wrinkles in their face and it's just flat. I get what you're saying.
mhm.
But, for the most part, the whole show is clones being told what to do by a Jedi. Because it cycles through. Like it's usually Anakin and Obi-Wan, but occasionally you get Yoda, occasionally you get Mace Windu. Pretty much, I think that all of the ones that you see on the High Council in in episode 2 when he's all pissed off. Yep.
Mhm.
So all the ones you see on the High Council, I think they all get at least one episode where they are the featured Jedi.
Mm.
Where like Mace Windu gets a few, Yoda gets a few, like the more well-known ones get a few, and then what? Like the star of the show is Darth Maul,
Right.
because what he comes back in season 2 or 3 or something like that. It's pretty early on. Then he's got the fucking, oh man, he's got the robot legs. Like, you need to see him with the fucking robot. It's so good. And then he gets his fucking, I don't know if it's his, like, actual brother. Like, if they have the same parents or if it's just meant to be, like, his spiritual brother. I don't
Mm.
remember. But you've seen Savage Opress, right?
He's like yellowish, brownish, whatever.
Right. He's, like, a little more yellow instead of red, but he's, like, oh, what would be a good he's like the Braun Strowman of whatever that fucking
Okay.
species is called. He's fucking huge. Like, he is a big motherfucker. Like,
Mm.
even with Darth Maul with the robot legs, he's still fucking bigger than him. He was a big son of a bitch, and then he gets souped up because he takes him over to the witches and gives them some extra power on top of the Force. And I was like, holy fuck,
Mm.
how the fuck are you supposed to kill this guy? Well, you just have him fight the Emperor. That's how you kill people. You just have him fight the Emperor. That's how you kill people. Because he's still a badass. Like, seeing him in the show, I was not expecting, and then he pops up. I was like, oh shit! It's like, this is not going to end well for you. I should say it's not going to go the way you thought. Yeah, that's the great line from episode 8, motherfuckers. Okay, now I don't I don't know why Zod disappeared again. I guess he got home and was done, and now he's getting yelled at. He's having a
Or
domestic dispute.
he probably turned into an icicle.
So there are 2 live action shows for Star Wars, right? That's all we have so far.
Mando,
It's just
Boba
Mando and
Fett.
Boba Fett so far.
Yeah.
And then the next live action show that we're gonna get is the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah, supposedly it's starting in May.
Okay. Do we know if that show is going to be titled the same way with the chapter numbers?
Probably.
Because it was making me feel like the TV shows having all chapter numbers makes them seem, if the chapters are inside a book and that is
Mm.
inside of another story, that would make all of the books compiled together the Star Wars Bible,
Somewhat.
wouldn't it?
Guess you could
Like,
say it like that.
that's exactly how the fucking Bible is set up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it has books that have chapters and verses. That's exactly how these TV shows are set up. It's a book with chapters, and then once you're in the chapter, like chapter 1, every scene is a verse. Here's a verse. Here's a verse. Like, that's how it works, man. And they're building a Star Wars Bible with TV shows. But then again, it also makes me think that maybe it's not that at all, and they just call them chapters because they decided to call their movies episodes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, that
To
would be the easy
differentiate.
out, but I feel
Yeah.
like the fun way is that it's a Bible, like a visual Bible,
Yeah.
and telling all of the, let's call them, the most important stories. Because it's not like the Bible tells every single story that was happening at that point in history. It's just telling you what it thinks are the most important stories at that time in history.
Mm.
You know, I'm not trying to get into religion here. I'm just trying to give an analogy.
No, I hear you.
But I thought that was like, I was just sitting here after I watched the book. Well, not right after I watched the Book of Boba Fett, but after I was done making my fucking video and I got it up, and then we talked about it a little bit on Friday, I think, and maybe a little bit after the show. And I was like, holy fucking shit, they're building a goddamn Bible. So then I had to look it up, and I was like, is there any books of the Bible that start
So
with the? Because they're all like, just like John, Peter,
so
Paul,
you
shit like that.
So you think that's what they're building towards is like a Thrawn, like
What do you
with all
mean?
these different like, or what's going to be the next big thing that they're going to build up to?
What are going to be
They,
the three movies?
no, I'm saying like as far as just the Disney Plus stuff, like you got Mandalorian going on, Boba Fett,
I
Ahsoka, like
don't
what are they?
I don't know. I don't think that it works in the same way that Marvel works in the sense that they're building up. Like I get what you mean. Like that's what we expect because of the intertwining of things and how they're integrating the universe, that we think that they're building up to something, but I don't know if they necessarily are, so much as they're just like mixing and matching. Like they're going to tell this story and they're going to grab a character here and grab a character there whenever they would like to. I don't think that they're building up to anything. I think everything is just telling its own story. Whereas in Marvel, like if we use that as the comparison, you are most definitely building to an Avengers movie. Like these things are happening to lead up to an Avengers movie. These things are
Mm,
happening to lead up to an Avengers movie. And that's what makes the Infinity Saga so great, is that all of the movies lead up to their own Avenger movies while simultaneously leading up to the final Avengers movie. Like it does all of it all at the same time. Now, I get that they
mm,
weren't necessarily doing that at the beginning, but being able to craft your story as it's going along is part of the job. So they did that excellently. I don't think Star Wars is doing that. I don't think that there's going to be a Defenders style show.
mm.
I mean, is that what you think they're doing? Do you think
I mean, they
they're
are kind of borrowing a lot of things from Marvel as far as like, cameos and stuff like it makes it feel like you say like it makes it feel like they're building up to something bigger, like there's a bigger threat out there that
because
it's good.
I was very, very much inclined to believe that way of it. But then after I watched the episodes and just sat there like thinking about it as I was making my video, right? So then
Mm,
you hear yourself talking over and over again and saying the same stuff over and over again. So then you kind of in your own head think about something else because you're like, okay, I've had this fucking thought 5 goddamn times already. Let's move on a
right.
little bit. I was like, fuck. Episode 5. Random fucking numbered episode. Episode 6. I guess it's the second to last in the season, right? Like there's only one more after that. So, kind of an important number as far as where it's placed in the season. But these are random numbers. Like previously, they were like in The Mandalorian, you didn't have known characters popping up in random episodes. Like
It is
you didn't have Luke Skywalker popping up in what would have been episode 9
because my
or
thing is
episode
like
7.
because like yeah, the dark saber stuff is interesting with Mando, but it's just like there's an
Oh, he's going to
obvious
spend a
reason.
whole season fucking doing his redemption story arc now.
Yeah, so it's just like, all right, what else? Like, what kind of villain or something like that is he gonna have to fight where he has to use that? Or is he just gonna have that just in his arsenal, and then we're never gonna see that shit be used again? It has to be used for something big, for something bigger in the
Now,
future.
the question is like they're not going to kill off the main character. So how can he face the appropriate villains in the appropriate order that by the time he
There,
makes it to the end of season 7, he can have an appropriate lightsaber duel?
there wouldn't be no more Inquisitors, right?
I have no idea. Like everything is in play. There can be a random Jedi out there. Darth Maul can still be out there. I guess he can't be out there. Obi-Wan
Yeah,
can't.
he's
No,
dead.
Darth
Yeah,
Maul ain't out there.
that'd be
Like
awesome though.
that would be
Just
awesome.
bring it back,
Fucking
like, oh, Obi Wan
necromancing his
didn't really,
ass.
yeah, Obi Wan didn't really kill him in the Rebels. So
Obi-Wan killed him, but then he buried him in a Bantha pet cemetery.
Or no, somebody dropped his head in the Lazarus pit, and then you grew
Oh,
his
there you go.
legs and
There's a
stuff. Yeah,
crossover. My God.
yeah, you can like really
But
retcon that whole shit. Like, oh, the resurrection of Darth Maul.
I mean, Ezra's still out there somewhere with Thrawn. Like they're in deep space someplace. Nobody knows where the fuck they went. Like they are.
Yeah, because you don't see that being a thing like with the Ahsoka series, like them leading up to Thrawn or something like that.
I mean, Ahsoka. That's another series that's going to take place in this timeline
Yeah,
or in this time period, not this timeline. This time period. It's all one timeline. See, that's the one thing that I do love about Star Wars is that you don't have to worry about is this the McGuire, the Garfield, or the Holland timeline? Just as an example. Like Star Wars is one story. Like there
yeah.
are no variant timelines. There are just time
Yet,
periods. Like, can this
yeah,
character show up now? No, because he was 3,000 years old. No, he
I
can't
think
show up
they
now.
could. I think they could still introduce like an alternate timeline or something like that down the line.
No, I mean everything everything is potentially possible, but as it
Yeah,
stands right now, everything in Star Wars is in the same timeline. Like the
but
Mandalorian and everything that he's doing takes place right after Darth Vader killed the Emperor, allegedly.
yeah,
Tried to
he's still
kill the
alive.
Emperor. Fucking I hate goddamn fucking see that's the type of shit that I'm talking about. You can't ruin how awesome it was, but you can ruin how fucking stupid it is now because he died. And you're just like, nah, bruh.
Not
I was like,
today, no.
He's like, no, he most definitely died. I watched all the force energy leave his body. And you're like, nope. I was like, fuck you, JJ. Like, I was backing you for years when people are like, he's stupid. All he did was remake fucking episode fucking 4. And I was like,
The Rise of Skywalker would have been a better received film if they just let Kylo be the big bad.
oh, absolutely. Oh
So
my
like, yo,
God.
another Skywalker as the main villain. Awesome, let's do it.
God dang. But no, they fucking Palpatine wins and gets a yellow lightsaber. Way to go, Palpatine. I don't fucking care if you're like, I don't identify as a Palpatine. I was like, that's not how it works.
It's a
This
smart
is
move because you can't go around telling me, yeah, I'm Ray Palpatine,
fuck
and
no, you
nobody.
can't. Like, how many people around the galaxy still know that that is Palpatine? And they're like, wait, you see your names? What now? Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
Skywalker. Oh, it sounded like you said Palpatine the first time. No, definitely Skywalker. Fucking hilarious. I mean, you definitely cannot go around saying your name's Palpatine when you're the only one left. I mean, the only
right.
one left of consequence. And they'd be like, "Well, let's just say he's like the black sheep of the family, and everybody else is respected, right?" You're like, "My
Yep.
name's Palpatine." You're like, "Which one?" They're like, "Not that one. Not that one. Not
Yeah.
that one." They're like, "Are you
Even
sure?"
that would be an interesting storyline too, go into a new trilogy and just like or I could even see that Ray being taking a Skywalker name. Like you could have somebody that's like a villain kind of play off
See
that,
you
like yo,
later, Laura.
this person's a fraud. Like I want to kill Ray because like you could have somebody be like a fanatic of Luke or just the Skywalkers or something like that, and
An
and then
actual
you say
Skywalker.
no, like
We
he's just
don't.
a
No, no,
fan.
no,
He's
no, no,
just
no, 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 no. Let's play it out. An actual Skywalker. We don't know what the fuck Luke was doing. We don't know what he
mm,
did with the parents of the children that were dropped off at his academy.
yeah, and then like that person could see Ray as like, yo, you're a fraud. You're not really a Skywalker. You're just using their name. And he finds out that you're really a Palpatine, and
I mean, like, what is she
that's
doing? Like,
trying to be like she's she's loved throughout like most of the galaxy or something like that, and then like maybe a descendant of one of Luke's students, whatever. That's
Like,
like kind of their thing.
would people be more okay with it if she would have told that like it's an old lady that asks her what her name is, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if she would have told this old lady like, "My name's Ray Skywalker, and now I need to go to Tashi Station to get some power converters," would people not have loved that? Like
Maybe, but I
to
only make
end
that.
it to end it the way you started it.
I'll only say that because like there's a show called My Hero Academia, and one of the villains in
I've
there,
heard of this.
yeah, one of the
It's
villain,
got elbow tape Spider Man.
yeah, the one of the villains that pops up, his name is Stain, and what he does, well, he's called his other nickname is the Hero Killer, and he's just going
Oh,
around killing heroes because because All Might is the number one hero, and he doesn't feel like any of these heroes are worthy. So he's just going around killing different heroes and stuff.
because he doesn't think that they're worthy.
Yeah, to be like on the All Might's level and stuff. He's just like he's really like crazy as fuck, but like that's his whole thing and whatnot. Like he feels like, oh, you're not worthy to be in the same name as him, and just
So
like
he's
he's up.
like, he's kind of like, well, he's got a slightly different motivation, but he's kind of
Yeah,
like Siler from Heroes.
yeah, yeah,
Interesting. Rose said, "You never know if Luke had women before he disappeared, where his children were hiding away." That's what I'm saying, man. Like they could be out there and being like, "Wait, you said your name is what, motherfucker?" Like there are no Skywalkers in this galaxy. There were none left. I was the last one, and you just pop up out of nowhere, and they're like,
yeah. You can have a group.
"Well,
You can have a group of people that call themselves the the
what's that
the
acolyte show?"
yeah, like the acolytes of Skywalker or some shit like that. They're just obsessed with the Skywalkers.
I mean, didn't they start making that show, Acolyte?
Uh, I think that comes out next year.
It's supposed to come out next year. Doesn't he have a red
Yeah.
lightsaber though?
It's about I think that takes place like somewhere in the past though. That show's going.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But I would like to see stuff like that. Like that you should watch Visions if you haven't. Star Wars Visions.
I did not watch it yet, but it's definitely on the list of I need to
Because
power through something
I
like this.
start with the Ninth Jedi. And
What do you
tell
mean?
me that wouldn't be a dope ass movie or like series or something like that. It takes place in the future and stuff like that. But watch
Is
that
it
and then get
wait?
back to me.
Start with it. Is it not the first episode?
Nah, but it's all different stories. But like you could start with that one
Oh, it's
just to
an
check it out.
anthology series.
Yeah, yeah. That and the
Wait,
I think
isn't
the
weren't
duel.
all of these I hate SJWs people, which maybe I shouldn't put it that way, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
These fandom menacers, weren't they all butthurt about Star Wars Visions or not? Did that one not make the list?
I don't remember, but then nah, I don't really remember.
Because doesn't that one have a doesn't that one have the anime art style?
Yeah, that's all. It's all different anime studios working on it.
Yeah,
They
that's what
bitched about
I was like,
one character having like an
you want to know when I was scrolling through Disney Plus and I seen that one and I was like, oh, I bet if I watch this fucking Star Wars series, I can score some points with Purp.
yeah, the duel was dope too. Like a lot of people were trying to complain about like the one character had like an umbrella, but it's actually masked as like a sheath. So like she could put it she'll put the lightsaber in the sheath and it'll look like spread out to like multiple blades. That looks like an umbrella, but you know, that's Japanese culture and shit. So but it was
Whoa,
pretty
whoa,
dope.
whoa, 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 whoa. She puts it into some type of sheath and then it that extends the blades into something else
Yeah,
and the blades are still active. They're not
yeah.
like
Yeah, she
is
could take that off and just use it as a single blade and stuff too.
no, hold on, but when it's inside of this sheath, can I touch the sheath?
No, because it's attached to so it's still like you still got the hilt and stuff and whatnot.
Okay, so
Yeah.
once it slides into this thing, the whole fucking thing becomes charged.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just like these like individual things turn into like, you know, I'll
Okay,
show you in a minute, but
I do love. No, you ain't gotta show me. I do love me some original lightsabers. Now the shows move farther up the list.
yes, watch it because literally you could watch it in one sitting, like all
I mean,
the episodes.
that was part of the reason why I give more credit to Star Wars Rebels than a lot of other people, especially ones who are original trilogy fans. Like, I'm 34 years old. I'm just old enough that I can grow up on the original trilogy before I watch the prequel trilogy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I watched all of it, I understood all of it, I loved all of it, and then they're like, "Hey, we're making more Star Wars." I was like, "No fucking way!"
hmm
I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And they're like, "And we're gonna put a bunch more lightsabers in." I was like, "Holy fucking shit, man! Awesome! Yeah, prequel." Anyway, I always gave credit to Rebels for having my favorite lightsaber in it because it's a fucking gun, man. Like, how many
yeah. It's
Jedi
like
out there carry a fucking gun?
it.
I was like,
I don't know if
dude, how come
you're
more Jedi didn't fucking do this? That fucking genius.
I don't know if you're familiar with like Final Fantasy, but like in Final Fantasy VIII,
Not
this
really.
the main character had a gun blade. That shit looked dope. It was like it looked like a gun, like the the hilt of it was like a gun, but then you can just still use it as like
Wait,
a as a
was
sword.
the was the barrel also the blade?
Pretty. That's what it kind of looked. I gotta show you a picture of it to you
I was
get a
gonna say
better
you'd have to show me a picture of that one
yeah,
because
but it's pretty
that's what I
dope.
thought was gonna happen with Ezra's lightsaber. I was like, oh, that's gonna be really like you're gonna have to turn your hand all fucking cockeyed
That
to shoot the thing, and I was like, nope, the lightsaber comes out the top and the gun comes out the front. Fucking
it's
genius.
another reason. It's another reason why I like Kingdom Hearts, like because all the different games and stuff like each world that you leave and stuff, you get like a different kind of blade, and they have different attributes and all that stuff, and it's pretty dope. It made it unique.
Yeah, they made the most unique Pokemon game they ever made. If we're talking about video games, you son of a bitch. Fucking bring up Pokemon earlier, and then we didn't get to talk about it at all. God damn
So
it.
good. So good. You kill is better. So people
I
need
mean, what do you mean by better?
this overall better, just better card game,
Whoa, 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 whoa,
better
whoa, whoa, whoa,
character.
whoa, whoa. Hold on. Hold on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I've
Trap
done
hole.
I've
You're
done
done.
all of them. Okay? Is that fair? Like, I can 1v1 all of them. The card game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Heads and tails, better card game than Pokemon. Like, Pokemon is much easier to play. Like, it's a much
hmm
simpler battle mechanic. Uh, what do I want to say? Way towards victory. Like the
hmm
way in which you play it is much more simple than Yu-Gi-Oh.
And
Like Yu-Gi-Oh has a simple layout, but it is not a fucking simple game with all
it's
of the shit you have.
complicated. It gets
Like how many fuck?
complicated.
Like you'd be like, this is active, 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 this is active,
And don't
and
get me started on the new stuff that
and then right all the new stuff that come out. Like I'm years behind. I have no idea what the new stuff is. And then you hit play, and you're like, okay, let's calculate. And then you do all the calculations, and then the person you're playing against is like, you calculated that wrong. And I was like, where? And then they do it, and then you go, you calculated it wrong. And you're sitting there for a fucking half an hour for one goddamn move because nobody knows how to fucking calculate it.
yeah.
What's up, crypto?
But I also enjoyed like the series of Yu-Gi-Oh more
Okay.
than Pokemon.
Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! The original series,
Yes. Goaded.
they're better. As it continued on, I would say
Got
that
weird.
Yu-Gi-Oh got freaking weird, whereas Pokemon, it in itself is strange because the main character never gets older, but it has had the same level of consistency. So I would give the edge for anime, like the entirety, I would give the edge to Pokemon. If we were only talking about the original series, I personally would give the edge to Pokemon. Like I can't sing the Yu-Gi-Oh song. I can barely like
It's time to
duel. Right, I can't do that. Nobody
which
knows
was
how to.
real.
Nobody
Well,
knows how to.
in 2022 era, that would be offensive. Be like they were making fun of special people in that.
No shit, right? We got canceled for making fun of the stutterers. God dang. But when it comes to video games, like Pokemon wins that one, heads and
I don't
tails, no
know, like
problem.
the Yu-Gi-Oh games are
No, the
pretty fire.
problem the problem with the Yu-Gi-Oh video games is that they are the game. Like
Yeah.
when you played a Yu-Gi-Oh video game, all you wanted to do was play the card game. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like the Pokemon card game and the regular Pokemon games are
Yeah, I still
wildly
remember.
different.
I still remember like the music in Red. That
Dun, dun, dun,
like
dun, 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 dun,
wait until Pokemon's in the metaverse. I think that's gonna make you i- if they made a Pokemon in the metaverse, would you get yourself
I'm
a
not
VR headset?
okay. Like in Inception, there's a bunch of monks that are constantly knocked out, right? Or not
Hmm.
monks, or there's something like that. There's monks taking care of them or something like that. I don't remember exactly how it
Yeah,
works. Right? And they're
something
like,
like that. Yeah.
who are we to say who's the real world and who's the dream world? I'll be in the metaverse forever if they put Pokemon in there. Goodbye. Like, knock me the fuck out, upload my consciousness. Goodbye. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's number one. There are two, to me, I have two video game series that have dominated my life: Pokemon and Madden. And if I had to choose between them, it's unbelievably easy. Like, I can watch football on TV. Like, yeah, I could watch Pokemon on TV, but it ain't like playing the fucking game.
I mean,
Whereas playing,
you could go try to catch a bear, or go
holy
try to catch
fucking
a
shit,
tiger.
try and catch an Ursaring, that's ridiculous. They gave it a new evolution, which, oh my god. So the in the new game, because it's allegedly open world, but it's not actually open world because you have to like fast travel in between the different sections. But once you get to the map, the whole area is open. So it's like kind of open
Mm,
world, right?
yeah.
So it has a faux day night cycle. Like it's
Mm,
running at its own speed all of the time. And they said, I'm watching these people on Twitch, and they're like, to evolve this one bear, you have to wait until nighttime, and it's got to be under a full moon. They're like, there's not even a moon in the sky. And I was like, what the hell? Then I just started watching this other guy who was doing a different style playthrough of the game, which he didn't know how he was going to do it, so he set his own rules up. He's doing a
mm,
Nuzlocke. You don't know what that is. It's fine. And he's going through the game, and he just happens to catch the moon in the background, and the motherfucker just through the sky,
mm.
just fucking clipping right
A
along. And I
lot
was
of
like, "Oh my
people,
god!"
some people that I've seen reviews on there said like, "Yo, I like this concept. A different studio just needs to do it, and they could
Okay,
probably
what?
like do something crazy."
Like, all I want to like, they have the money, and they would still make enough money off of whatever game they released. I want them to call Rockstar, like, call up Rockstar and be like, "Hey, I want you to build this world for us." That's it. And then
But
give
they
it
too
to
busy
us.
with GTA 6.
I'm sure they could pay them enough money that they could fucking get her done.
Nah, not enough money. Be like, yeah, we already make hand over fist with GTA 5. They make so much money off that shit. They still making money off that shit.
I know stuff like that is ridiculous nowadays. They make a
Like
bit.
GTA 5's been on now
You know,
three
you know how
consoles.
much they make off of Pokemon Go every year?
Yeah, a lot. Because it's mobile.
$1 billion.
Yeah.
$1 billion fucking dollars every fucking year off a mobile game. Like they don't have to make the game anymore. And yeah, they add stuff now and again, but for the most part, it's just sitting there making money. So like they got money that they can fucking throw around. Like the regular game series doesn't rake in money like that, but it's still raking in money
With
fucking
with
hand
with
over fist.
with NFTs popping up, like I can see them definitely make like a card game or implement that into card games and stuff.
Who I feel like Pokemon would be the last people to go into NFTs.
You get like this special edition, only an NFT, whatever's paid X amount of dollars for.
Right, but then people
It's
just
only
copy
five
it.
of them.
Then you just copy it.
It wouldn't be the real thing though, because like each NFT has its own like little
Yeah,
serial
I know it
number.
has a little code, but nobody would nobody can track that. You ain't got the time to track that.
Uh,
Like unless the entire system is set up to track NFTs in real time, which I don't know how much fucking server horsepower that's going to take, but it's going to be a lot because there's going to be a lot of NFTs if this is what we're coming to, or else they're not going to track them at all, and then nobody's going to fucking know and nobody's going to fucking care. Most of them don't even fucking do anything in the first place.
hmm
But I get what you mean by like doing something like that to actually play a card game would be semi interesting.
Be like, oh,
Holy
there's only
fucking shit.
100 of these in the world, so you better get them now.
No, but I mean what the only thing we've been asking for the entire time that we've been Pokemon fans, ever since we turned on that first copy of Red or Blue, at least in America, is something that looks like maybe not necessarily Grand Theft Auto, but something
Mm.
along those lines. Maybe something that looks like because I want to go out into the wild.
Like
Assassin's
Breath of the
Creed.
Wild.
Like that's what everyone says it's Breath of the Wild. I was like, okay, I never really played Breath of the Wild, and then I seen a couple of like shots of it, but I just want the whole thing to be open because I thought that the new game was going to be okay. We're going to take you to this area. You can work around this area, and then once you opened up the next area, I thought you were going to be able to travel from area to area. You cannot.
Mm.
You have to
I thought it was gonna
fast
have
travel in between each map.
I thought it would have multiplayer because I could see them doing that. Like have a free.
I thought it was gonna have multiplayer
I
too.
I could see them doing this in the future with Pokemon. With they could probably make it as a game as a service and just like make it free to play and have this massive multiplayer thing, whatever and stuff, and just have crazy microtransactions like just buying like decks and stuff like that. And all that.
Like what I guess to me, maybe it's way more complicated, but it doesn't seem as complicated as I think it should seem.
It's just Nintendo being difficult.
But like there should be a maximum number that can ever like pop up in a certain area. Because like Pokemon got a problem with draw distance in the first place. So they got to sort that out first. Then like certain ones need to operate in a certain fashion. Like they got
Mm,
some of it down. Like you can come across a Pokemon sleeping. Like they'll just be laying on the ground on their side, which I thought
yeah.
that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, that's realistic. But the way that some of them operate in herds or not in herds, like some of them will always be a lone Pokemon, or some of them will, like, some of them drop down out of trees. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, they don't look like they're attached to it, but you like it's not a perfect system, but you're like, oh, it just dropped
Mm,
down out of the tree. It's hanging in a tree. That's pretty cool. You can occasionally see some flying in the sky. Like, that was a little
Yeah.
fucked up.
So
I was like,
I
the ones in the sky should be up there flying in flocks. There should be flocks in the sky, shit like that. Like,
I think over time, if they stick with this format, it'll get better over time.
but I mean, like, the stuff that they
Mm,
did that I thought was absolutely beautiful because it was the first time that they ever did it in this fashion. You just battle in the overworld. Like it always used to be, even in the Sword and Shield game. You're running along, even if you're in one of the open areas, which there are 3 of in the Sword and Shield game. So it's an open world area. You run along and you're like, oh,
yeah.
there's a fucking onyx, and you run up to it and you run into it, and then it cuts to black for a second, and then you're on the battle screen. So you get like the semi-generic background or whatever, right? And
Mm,
then the one Pokemon stands there, the other Pokemon stands there, and you're in the battle screen. In this
yeah.
one, you just toss a Pokeball, the Pokemon comes out of the ball, and you're just in the overworld. So if you're in a tight area, sometimes, like the people I was watching, he gets into a fucking battle, and his fucking Pokemon is like, he's in a valley, and his Pokemon ends up being at the top of this little fucking valley, and the other one's at the bottom, and he goes, well, it looks like I've won because I have the high ground, Anakin. Fucking busted out fucking laughing. I was like, that's fucking great. So and then your player character, you can literally run around both Pokemon as they're battling. You can
Mm,
run in between them as they're battling, and you can get hit by the move that is being used. It looks fucking ridiculous. You take damage. If you take too
right.
much damage, you get sent back to camp, like, and then you lose a bunch of shit that you were carrying in your satchel.
Hold
See you
on,
later,
I'll be right back.
Christine. Okay. There will be a stream next week. At least I think that's what this question is. There will be a stream next week. Or next, it might not necessarily be on Monday morning because it could be on Saturday night. I never know if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday night. I always make that decision on the fly, which, YouTube loves it when people make decisions on the fly. It always ups the watch numbers when you make a decision on the fly. Ridiculous. No, YouTube loves consistency. They want you to stream at the exact same time every day, every week, every month. I don't know if they would care if you streamed at the same time every year. That might be a bit of a stretch. I don't think they would necessarily pump that one into the algorithm. That might be a little bit of a waste of time for YouTube. I don't think anybody out there has enough subs that if they streamed once a year, they're like, yeah, push this fucking channel. Push this channel. This is what we need people to be watching because they stream once a year, mate. Fuck. Can you imagine somebody like, what's the point of even streaming if you stream once a year? Like, what's the point of even joining a stream if you're going to stream right at the, or join right at the end of it?
Hello.
Where the fuck were you before?
I was around. I just thought you were ending it.
Wait, you thought I was ending, so you're like, I better join before he ends?
Yeah.
What kind of asshole does that?
Me. Because I wasn't around.
You were around the whole time. You were in the chat like fucking 15 minutes after I started.
I was not at my computer. I was doing something else.
Oh, so your date was going so well you were watching YouTube.
That was before, but I was on my
Right.
phone.
No, I get it. Like, he was that interesting. That's nice. What a great date you are, going on your phone while you're on a date. What a dickhead.
It was before.
What do you mean before?
Never mind. I'm not getting into details.
Oh, now you're not getting into details. Sure. I see how it is.
I didn't know you
Okay.
were ending. My bad.
What do you mean you didn't know? I've been streaming for 2 hours and 44 minutes. How long did you think I was going for?
I don't know.
I'm about to be tapped out.
Right? Like, we didn't. It's not like Zod's channel. You can't just come here and, react to the headlines. There are no fucking headlines, guy. We just have a conversation about important topics,
Oh,
like Brie Larson.
did you really talk about Brie Larson?
We talked about her for a hair there.
Oh,
We talked about why does she get flack for receiving a paycheck and Harrison Ford does not.
well, Harrison Ford's earned it.
It's bias.
And
No,
I said,
he's done enough.
Absolutely, it was a bias.
No, he's done enough movies in between Star Wars
No.
and Indiana Jones.
No. Well, the point was, like, people are giving her flack for doing Captain Marvel because she didn't give a fuck about Captain Marvel, but they don't give Harrison Ford flack for being Han Solo when he's literally said he ain't give a fuck about Han Solo.
Oh, well, I think she was just happy to get a very high-paying job.
Right, but why won't people give him the flack?
He's
They
done
give
it
her the
before. With
Like he's not a real Star Wars fan.
no, it's he's not. He said he's not.
I know he's not, but
He doesn't
It's-
he does not get criticism like that.
Well,
They have to be
you know
that's
what?
where- that's where it comes
Honesty
down to the bias,
matters.
because I fucking love Han Solo. I don't care if Harrison Ford doesn't love Han Solo because I do.
At least he was upfront about it.
So was Bree. She was up front about the shit she was saying. Like, oh, if you're a white man, don't watch the fucking movie. It's not for you. Shit. You know what I'm saying? She said, like,
Right,
same
that's
shit.
what I'm saying. I mean, hers was a little more attacking of the fans than his was. Like, he was more attacking himself than he was attacking. He's like, I don't care about myself.
He didn't
Whereas
care
she
about
was
the
saying-
characters much. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Whereas she was saying, if you don't care about me, you don't have to show up.
Which is facts. Like, it's like, I would say that about anybody. It's like, yo, if you don't like my channel, don't watch the shit.
No.
It's not for you.
You talk, about her channel, yes. But when
Or
you're
just
taking
saying in
on,
general. I'm just saying in
like,
general.
if there was somebody out there, like the one random fucking guy who is like, Carol Danvers is my favorite character in any fucking thing ever, and
I think
Brie
the only
Larson
person-
is ruining her.
The only person who's probably saying that is the guy who went to the movie theater and paid to see the movie over 250 times.
Oh, I love that guy. He's one of my heroes. You want to know
Indeed.
why he's one of my heroes?
Why?
Dedication. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. I don't necessarily like. Okay, now if this same person went out there and like murdered 200 people, not one of my heroes. Like, there's dedicated to a certain thing. Definitely comes down to what that certain thing is, and to go out there and watch that crap ass movie 200 times, that's impressive. I gave it a 4. Which is the same thing I gave The Last Jedi, because it's trash. But it's shiny. Boy, is it shiny.
Terrible take, but you know, I respect your opinion.
Yeah, imagine what that guy would have done with over 500 hours. Like, instead of watching Captain Marvel all those times.
He could, well, I mean, what does he like Captain Marvel, or does, like, I always wondered exactly why he decided to pick that movie. Like, what was tripping his trigger about that movie? Jesus Christ,
What the
Justin,
hell?
what is happening?
What?
Just like fell into like
What did you just fall into fucking hell?
Me?
Yes, what was all that noise?
Oh, I was just typing.
No, you were not.
Yeah, I was.
lies. Sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah, why does your chair move when you type?
Like,
we hear all kinds of creaking and all kinds of shit. Like you live in a fucking Victorian house.
Haunted house.
No shit.
might be haunted. Who knows?
I
Oh,
mean,
wait. I'm sorry. Is 116 times.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Less of a hero now. What a stupid fucking number.
Yeah. Well, that's only because the movie theater that he liked going to stopped showing the movie. If they had kept it
He's
running
like,
just for
fuck.
him.
I knew I should have got up earlier last month.
It's
God
like, damn
damn.
it. Should have spent more times.
I'm looking at one of these titles of a Netflix movie. It's called "Don't Kill Me." He's obviously going to kill you.
The Netflix movie is called Don't Kill Me.
Yeah.
Does it look good?
Man. I wish
Says
Go
after
ahead.
what the fuck is that name? After whoever the fuck dies of a drug overdose, her lover and she whatever we're going to a cabin or some shit. Yeah,
I have to watch it.
that definitely
Now that
sounds like
you reminded me of Peacemaker
Coming
again,
February
you son
20th.
of a bitch.
Aw.
Did you see Peacemaker, Justin?
I did not see Pacemaker, no.
Peacemaker,
Where is it?
HBO Max.
they
No,
got
I
another
don't have
one.
HBO Max.
Okay,
Oh,
well then I'll send you a link of where to watch it.
Okay.
look at this. Look at this title: "The Worst Roommate Ever." Violent con artists, stone cold killers. These are the terrifying true stories of some of the worst cohabiting experiences one could ever imagine. March 1st
Where's this?
on Netflix.
It's called Evil. What is it called again? The first part?
Um, Worst roommate ever.
Okay. I've had bad roommates before. Like, pretty bad.
You mean your roommates had a bad roommate?
No. I'm not going to get into it, though.
I'm sure you're not going to get into anything because the stream is going to be over in like, I don't know, a few minutes here. Like, you want to go the full 3 hours per?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Okay, well then we got to cut it off before we make it to
Sorry
3
for
hours.
joining late.
Anyway, in fuck, what the fuck was I going to say?
Thank you
In
for the link.
Peacemaker, the one cop is sitting there and says to Christopher Heyerdahl, "Please, no, don't kill
Oh, it's
me."
a series? Okay. No, it's only a few episodes.
God, that fucking. He's such a. So you have no idea who Christopher Heyerdahl is, Perp?
That sounds like a made up person. I feel
That's
like you just
Captain
made.
Locke.
Mm.
He's the at that I referenced on Twitter when I said that it didn't show that. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the TV Time app that it didn't want to share the picture, so it just shared the fucking link, and I was like, "What is this stupid shit?" So I just fucking shared it anyways. But I gave it 5 fucking stars. I was like, "This was a great episode of television because I loved it from start to finish. How could I not give it 5 stars?" Like left me, it answered a bunch of questions, asked a bunch of questions. John Cena played the fucking piano. Like, god dang.
Right. Right. That was crazy.
Like like the only thing that it didn't have was some type of physical altercation. It was
Why
the only.
can't I find Jackass anywhere? Jackass Forever.
You don't have a mirror in your house.
All right. Uh-huh.
That was a good one.
No, that was an easy one.
Well, it's not my fault. You make it easy.
I said Jackass Forever. The fourth Jackass movie.
What do you mean? Why you can't find it? Is it out?
I can't. It's out. I can't find it anywhere.
He
What do
wants
you
to
mean by can't
bootleg.
find it
He
anywhere?
wants to steal the movie. That's what he's saying.
Is it on this site that I just gave to you?
No.
Did you check?
Yes.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I gotta check because I don't trust you. But before I do that, we need to end the live stream because if I do it before that, then we'll probably make it over the 3-hour mark. So, Justin, you got anything coming up besides This Week in Bullshit?
Go watch This Week in Bullshit.
This Week in Bullshit, Thursday, 4
7 p.m.
p.m.
Eastern.
Pacific time.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You're not on Pacific time anymore. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Oh,
It's
what a weird
fun.
number. Sometime on Friday if you live in Australia. Purp, you got anything coming up? Because you do reviews for all kinds of stuff.
I might go see this Kanye documentary in theaters
Do you got
Thursday.
anything that you've released recently that you'd like to plug?
Attack on Titan, Power Book 4,
Ah,
Force.
go watch the
Still-
reviews on Purp's channel. He's always got a fresh take
Yeah,
or an original take, whichever word you'd like to use. You know,
yeah, I got
depending
some
on
things brewing.
how hip you are.
Yeah, I got some things brewing.
When is you ever gonna do a live stream again, guy?
I don't know. I'm not in the mood.
Not in the mood. Oh man. You know that happens to me sometimes too. Sometimes I'm in the mood, sometimes I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm not in the mood for? Streaming anymore. So, good night, everybody. Or good morning, if you know you live in the future. Congratulations, future people.
And always remember, Last Jedi is a great movie.
Zod's a racist.
That too.
You two fucking trolls are terrible.